Hey, Bellator Nation, follow us across a large array of digital platforms and stay up to date on everything you need to know. Like us on the Bellator Facebook page and see exclusive videos. Follow us and get instant updates on Twitter at Bellator MMA and get a chance to have your tweet live on the broadcast. See amazing pictures on Instagram at Bellator MMA. Join Bellator Nation today. From the gym to the streets, Bellator fans head to BellatorShop.com and gear up in the same apparel the fighters wear.
Tonight, the Hawaiian homecoming continues for Bellator MMA and some of its biggest stars.
What a night and what an atmosphere this is going to be.
And no star has shined brighter than featherweight world champion Chris Cyborg. Undefeated in the Bellator cage and the promotion's pound-for-pound queen. With 25 wins, 20 coming by way of knockout, Cyborg has cemented herself as one of the greatest fighters of all time. Back at Bellator 249, it was Arlene Blanco who fell to the champion.
Just like that, Chris Cyborg, her first career win by submission.
But since then, the Australian brawler has fought her way back to the top of the division and stands in front of Cyborg for another chance at shocking the world and claiming Bellator gold. Plus, it's the opening round of the Bantamweight World Grand Prix, featuring an interim world title bout between former champ Juan Archuleta and the 17-1 Rafion Superstats, who's super confident he has what it takes to win the belt.
My fighting style is just dominant. I'm the best in the world, and this is just a bigger stage and an opportunity for me to really shine and show what I'm made of.
It's a night of world championship action from the Aloha State. Bellator MMA's Hawaiian excursion continues live from the living, breathing postcard. That is Honolulu, Hawaii. It's the second of back-to-back events at the Neil S. Blaisdell Arena, where January 1973, the king of rock and roll, Elvis Presley, held Aloha from Hawaii concert seen by 1.5 billion people around the world. Well, tonight, the queen of Bellator MMA's featherweight division, Chris Cyborg, she'll try to continue rocking and rolling throughout the division, running it back with Arlene Blanco, the #1 contender. And for Chris Cyborg, 5-fight winning streak, won the Bellator featherweight title in her promotional debut against Julia Budd, and now looking to defend it for the 4th time, and looking to once again defeat Arlene Blanco, who was victimized by Cyborg's first submission win. Anger Fist says, and I quote, "I have to produce the performance of my lifetime and put some respect on my name. This is for my legacy." She is 5-1 in her past 6 fights. The lone loss coming to the champion. Aloha, alongside Big John McCarthy, I'm Mauro Ranallo, and yeah, Chris Cyborg, been there, done that, has done it all in the sport. And yet Arlene Blanco has maintained her #1 ranking by doing what she had to do to stay alive. And let's face it, not the deepest division in the sport. She was submitted by Cyborg the first time around. What makes anyone think she can do anything differently in the rematch?
You know, to look and say, is she the favorite? No, but she is a good stand-up fighter with a lot of power in her hands. She was a world champion in boxing, and the one thing that she can do is get Chris Cyborg to go back to the old Chris Cyborg, be that brawler, be the berserker that wants to stand toe-to-toe with her opponent and knock them out. Well, when she does that, it's a 50-50. Arlene Blanco can hurt Chris Cyborg. Chris Cyborg can hurt Arlene Blanco. She needs to get Cyborg into that type of fight.
All right, and of course tonight we will launch the much anticipated Bellator MMA $1 million Bantamweight Grand Prix. This thing promises to be bananas as we look at the bracket, John, and tonight with Sergio Pettis, the champion, sidelined due to injury. The man that he dethroned, Juan Archuleta, takes his spot against Rafion Spots. Hey, we're in Hawaii, home of the big waves. No one riding a bigger wave of momentum than Rafion Spots, has won 9 straight fights. We'll also see former Bellator Bantamweight champion Kyoji Horiguchi take on former title challenger Patchy Mix. So 8 men vying for the $1 million Grand Prix. We saw the wild card round last night. Both Danny Sabatello and Enrique Barzola booking passage to the Grand Prix impressively.
Very impressively. Danny Sabatello came out and just put on a beautiful performance against the formerly undefeated Jornel Lugo. He dominated the fight. He took every position he wanted. He passed the guard easily, and he just put a whooping on Jornel Lugo, putting himself into the quarterfinals of the Bantamweight Grand Prix. And then Enrique Barzola going against Mikhailov. He was just tenacious. He put pressure on Mikhailov to the point where Mikhailov just started to break down. Couldn't take everything. He landed some good shots, but Barzola was there to respond. Every time that Mikhailov would get to a position, Barzola would fight his way through it and get the better position and just went after submissions, went after the ground and pound. Just an incredible performance. Gets the unanimous decision victory and puts himself into the Bantamweight Grand Prix. It is going to be an unbelievable tournament.
The king of rock and roll, Elvis Presley, rocked this venue in historic fashion back in January 1973. Bellator 279 about to do the same thing. Former 2-time featherweight title challenger Emmanuel Sanchez moving up to 155 to welcome Yancy Medeiros to Bellator MMA. Medeiros' first fight in his native Hawaii in 13 years. Let's get down to business.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we welcome our first fighter ready to make his way to the cage, Yancy Medeiros.
Giving Yancy Medeiros an opportunity to soak it all in. John, listen to the reaction for this Hawaiian favorite stepping into the Bellator MMA cage for the first time and fighting for the first time at this historic venue here in Honolulu, someplace he has always wanted to ply his craft. And he has signed a 1-fight deal with Bellator MMA. This is an audition. He wants to stay, but he is in tough tonight, kicking off the main card of Bellator 279.
He is in tough, but I'll tell you what, Yancy Medeiros is as tough as they come. I love Yancy as a fighter. He is just solid everywhere, and he does not give any distance. He will not give an inch to anyone. This is going to be a great matchup between El Matador and him, a guy that doesn't go backwards either.
We now welcome his opponent, Emmanuel Sanchez.
Sanchez moving up to the lightweight division after spending his previous 18 Bellator appearances at 145 in the midst of a 3-fight losing skid, the longest of his career. Medeiros in the midst of the longest losing streak of his career. 2 fighters with really nothing to lose, John, and 2 guys that, well, it's in their DNA to chuck leather, and really, we're in the land into volcanoes. It could erupt quick here tonight.
Boy, it could. I mean, I love the reception that Emmanuel Sanchez got from the crowd. It is hostile, but he loves that. He responds to it. And look, Emmanuel Sanchez brings a volume to a fight that very few guys can match. This is going to be an exceptional battle.
Can Sanchez spoil Medeiros' Hawaiian homecoming? We're about to find out. Here's the tail of the tape.
Look, 70-inch reach for Sanchez. Yancy Medeiros with a sizable 5-inch reach advantage. That could be a difference in this.
With the official introductions, here is the voice of Bellator MMA, Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to Bellator MMA Live on Showtime. We're back again tonight here at Blaisdell Arena in Honolulu as we get set for Bellator 279, where the action is set to begin now with 3 5-minute rounds in the lightweight division. Introducing the blue corner. At 5'10", weighing in 155.4 pounds. In his Bellator debut, he stands with 15 professional victories, 8 defeats from Makaha, Hawaii, presenting Yancy Medeiros. And across the cage, his adversary, fighting out of the red corner. At 5'9", weighing in 155.4 pounds, the two-time featherweight title challenger making the move up to lightweight, brings 20 professional victories, 7 losses from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Emmanuel Sanchez. In charge of the action, referee Mike Beltran.
The atmosphere at the Neil S. Blaisdell Arena already electric. The fans behind, well, not that man, El Matador Emmanuel Sanchez, as John mentioned, in hostile territory. Yancy Medeiros with an opportunity for a storybook beginning to a Bellator MMA career. But the opportunity needs to be seized, John. And against Sanchez, you have a guy who is as tough as they come, a man who has vied for featherweight gold on 2 different occasions, and now looking to mine success at 155.
You know, he's coming up in weight. Yancy Medeiros started off at 185 pounds, went to welterweight, went to lightweight, back at lightweight now. Sanchez, a very big volume fighter, normally has a great pressure attack, throws a ton of shots, not a ton of power, but boy, they add up.
Inside kick by Sanchez, jab from Medeiros.
And I love the stiff jab that Yancy Medeiros is utilizing right now. He's making that thing count. You can already see the red in Emmanuel Sanchez's face just from the jab.
Sanchez looking for the single. Well defended by Medeiros. And the dogged determination of Sanchez, but the defense of Medeiros on display. Medeiros snatching the neck.
Nice change up by Yancy Medeiros. He's got that tight right now, but Sanchez is very good at defending.
Two minutes gone here in the opening round. Medeiros has Sanchez back. And again, the crowd erupting in anticipation of what could happen next.
Emmanuel's going to try to switch around in his guard.
Nice reversal by Sanchez. baptism by fire for Yancy Medeiros in his Bellator MMA debut against a guy like Sanchez.
Yancy is used to this. Yancy has been fighting all over the place, and he is used to the battle, man. He is battle tested, but he is definitely up against it with Emmanuel Sanchez, a guy that is good everywhere. Emmanuel's ground game is outstanding. He is a black belt in jiu-jitsu also, so you got to be careful with him everywhere.
Two minutes left in the opening round as they dance for dominant position along the fence. Sanchez representing a Rufus Sport out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Medeiros trains with the likes of Nate Diaz, who was in attendance at 209, being represented in the 808. Calf kick by Sanchez, an effective strike. And there, Sanchez lands a nice combination coming forward. There's the long jab from Medeiros, and his corner would love to see him establish the stick, John.
Absolutely, and they do not want to let Sanchez get on a roll. Once Sanchez starts to feel comfortable, he'll just start continuing his attack. He brings the volume every time, so.
Oh, nice right cross. Lead right hand lands for Sanchez. Under a minute left in the first. That made Medeiros smile. Double left hand by Medeiros. Sanchez, bloodied face, but still in the pocket, still in the zone, and looking for an opportunity to score.
Sanchez definitely looking for those counters. Take a look at what he's doing with his hands. Keep him up high. As soon as Yancy starts to move, he's already starting to throw those counters.
And he's had success with the right.
Yes, he has.
20 seconds left in the first round. And Medeiros has had success with the jab. There's the southpaw, and there's a left from Medeiros.
That's what Medeiros needs to rely on. Go back to that jab.
Nice left hook to the body by Medeiros, countered by Sanchez. Sanchez jumping for the knee, and Sanchez all over Medeiros in the final seconds of what has been a kinetic opening 5 minutes. And as we mentioned, Nate Diaz representing the 209, supporting Yancy Medeiros.
Whatever it is, okay? Just let them know what that's like. Hey, nice job.
This Sanchez, that was that beautiful right hand that you saw Yancy give that smile to, like, yep, you caught me. But there was moments for both guys. Yancy Medeiros in the beginning of that round really lit up Sanchez with that jab. He established the jab, landed some good shots, opened up a cut underneath Sanchez's eye. And then at the end of the round, you saw that Sanchez kind of turned it around, kind of brought it back a little bit.
Medeiros looking for his first win at lightweight since returning to the division in January of 2019. And of course for Sanchez, looking for a victory in his first fight at 155 here in Bellator MMA. Sharp jab by Medeiros to kick off round two. How would you have the fight after one round on your unofficial scorecard, BJM?
Unofficially, I have Yancy Medeiros winning that round. You got to go back to that jab and how often he was able to land it early in the first round. Sanchez came on and was coming back. Just not enough time to get it all the way back. Sanchez is really starting to find his counters in here. He's timing Yancy. He's allowing Yancy to throw that opening shot, but he's always coming back with a counter.
Sharp jab from Sanchez. Still in range to tag Medeiros with the right. Medeiros going downstairs. Nice combination. Left hand came over the top of the right, but a good combination return from Sanchez, and a Good jab, popping the head back of Sanchez. So lots of volume in this one, John.
This is exactly what you expect out of Emmanuel Sanchez. Once he starts to get on that roll, beautiful. That jab is a huge difference maker in this fight so far. But once Sanchez gets on a roll, man, he just starts flowing, and he will throw from any angle.
Well, they promised to deliver a barn burner. You look at the ingredients. Yancy Medeiros, 8 of his 15 wins via knockout, and Emmanuel Sanchez, again, just incredible conditioning and just keeps coming at you. And there, left hand, as Medeiros was trying to land a left of his own.
Sanchez being effective with those kicks to the legs, starting to upset the balance.
Tigers, Sanchez
digging to the body with that left hook also.
Left hook upstairs by Medeiros lands. Medeiros with the right, and the crowd erupting here in Hawaii. But there's a nice left from Sanchez. Both of them having their shining moments. Lead left uppercut by Medeiros, put himself out of position and in harm's way.
Absolutely. Lower extension. Sanchez took advantage of it.
There's another left hook to the body by Medeiros. Continues to invest to the body with the jab. You're trying to pierce some kind of a hole in that endless tank of Sanchez, and a good low chopping kick by Sanchez.
Sanchez has been very successful with that low kick throughout the fight.
Push kick by Medeiros. Minute 45 left in the second round.
You see Yancy starting to change the stance. It's telling you that leg's starting to get a little bit chewed up. He wants to be in the orthodox because that jab has been working for him. Again, switches to southpaw.
That lead left hook by Medeiros. Doesn't follow up with the right. Goes to the body again with the left. A lot of pot shots. Feinting now from Medeiros. Sanchez, meanwhile, in his stance, marching forward. Darts a left and another left, knocks Medeiros off balance and looks for the takedown.
Trying to run the pipe on the single leg. He's got him to the ground. Can he keep him there, though? Nice job by Yancy Medeiros. Get himself back to his feet, fighting the hands off.
Final 45 seconds of the second round. Crowd showing their appreciation for what has been a hard-fought battle already between El Matador Emmanuel Sanchez and Yancy Medeiros. Both looking to snap career-high losing streaks, both knowing how important it is to get back into the win column, especially for Medeiros, getting this opportunity to keep his career at the highest level alive.
Absolutely, and right now, Sanchez, this is the grind that Sanchez brings. The question is, how tired is Yancy getting? Because one thing we do know is that lead leg is getting chewed up. Oh, he got hurt.
Tagged.
He got hurt by that.
Right, and there's another left to the body. Medeiros making hay at the end of round 2. Sanchez has never been knocked out.
Come back with the
He
combo.
has been submitted against Patricio Pitbull.
You're doing a great job on the counter punch. Finish with the rear leg high. He's going lefty, he's leaning away. It's there. All right? It's yeah, it's there. All you gotta do is off your counter. He punches and you counter.
There's that shot. That jab has been the difference in this fight. You see it stun Emmanuel Sanchez. Those leg kicks by Sanchez have been great, but that jab by Yancy Medeiros is probably the difference maker in this round. He hurt him. Nice right hand by Yancy Medeiros. He's been a very close fight. Both guys doing damage just in different ways.
Yeah, Sanchez looking to do what Sergio Pettis did against Kyoji Horiguchi in his successful title defense. They embrace and now renew hostilities. The third and final round. Scott Cushman administering instructions to Sanchez after he was tagged late in round 2 by Yancy Medeiros. And Big John McCarthy has Medeiros ahead 2018 on his unofficial scorecard.
I'm being honest, I had
counter right hand by Sanchez.
I had Sanchez coming back in that round with the leg kicks and everything, but when Yancy Medeiros hurt him, changes that round over to Medeiros.
Damage. Again, Medeiros sticking the jab effectively, left hook.
You know, we talked at the beginning, before the fight ever began, more about the reach advantage, 70 inches to 75. Yancy Medeiros is making use of that extra length.
1-2 from Medeiros.
Very clean shot, split the guard.
Another jab by Medeiros lands as Sanchez tries to take small steps forward. Medeiros initiating the offense and really close in terms of total strikes landed, and Sanchez lands a nice right, and there's another sharp left from Medeiros. Right kick by Sanchez to the noggin of Medeiros. I like the way Medeiros has mixed up his attack, John.
Yeah,
very effective to that, but I'm not forgetting about the body.
He goes to the body almost, probably about 1/3 compared to 2, but I mean, he has never left that behind.
Oh! And again, and now Sanchez looking for the single. Trying to bring the fight to the ground, being stuffed by Yancy Medeiros.
Yancy Medeiros doing a nice job. Controlling the head, slips his leg out, and lands a beautiful left hook. That's what we talk about. On the exit, he made him pay.
Sanchez again trying to bring the fight to the canvas. Midway point of the final round. Foot stomping Medeiros. More an irritation than anything else, and Medeiros try to create some separation if he can. They pummeled, and now Sanchez and Medeiros jockeying for position. And chants of Yancy resonate throughout Neil S. Blaisdell Arena.
Emmanuel Sanchez is trying to be busy in here, land his knees. He's got to do something to get Yancy either to the ground or break away and make him pay on that exit. Here he goes, step through. Doesn't get it. Nice job by Yancy. Look at those hips.
Goes to his back and now looking to attack the neck while the veteran Sanchez tries to defend blindly. And now turns in reversal, and both back to their feet. The grind continues against the cage. Final minute of Yancy Medeiros' Bellator MMA debut, his first fight here in his native Hawaii in 13 years, and the lightweight debut for El Matador Emmanuel Sanchez, who was challenged twice for the featherweight championship. Is there a final explosion? Or will it end with Sanchez stapling Medeiros to the fence? There's the break, and Sanchez lands the right, changes levels.
Nice clean exchange by Sanchez.
And Medeiros wants it.
He will definitely stand in the middle and exchange. He loves this kind of stuff.
15 hard minutes.
15 very hard minutes for both guys. Both guys had their moments. But overall, if you're taking a look at it, I think Yancy Medeiros is going to get the decision victory here. Well-deserved. His left hand, that left jab, and that hook to the body, a big difference maker in this fight.
Emmanuel Sanchez feels he's done enough. Representing Rufus Sport. And meanwhile, Yancy Medeiros, no surprise in who's the more popular of the two fighters in this building, John.
I think after that fight, both guys are kind of popular here. Take a look at some of this action. Beautiful right hand by Emmanuel Sanchez. Yancy agrees with me, gives the smile. Sanchez goes after him, kind of lands the knee there, has Yancy rocked backwards. He's not hurt, but he's off balance. But that jab right there was a big difference maker in this fight. He was consistently able to land it. Beautiful right hand that took away the spinning backhand by Emmanuel Sanchez. Sanchez repeatedly getting into the clinch at times, looking to take Medeiros down. Then they decided right at the end, well, let's stand in the middle and throw down. Great fight.
Is it being selfish to speak on behalf of fans who wishes they may have done that a little earlier? Hey, let's get it to Michael C. Williams and see who is, well, snapped the longest losing streak of their respective careers in what was a spirited opener here.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 non-stop rounds of action, we go now to your 3 judges at Cageside. Your first, Michael Bell, scores the fight 29-28, while judges Brian Miner and Mike Onzuka score the fight the same 30-27. All 3 have it for the winner by unanimous decision, Yancy Medeiros.
Home, sweet home for Yancy Medeiros. His first fight in Hawaii in 13 years results in his first win since December 2017 as he shows respect to the always game Emmanuel Sanchez.
Love you, Hawaii. Love you, Kaya.
But Yancy Medeiros able to exhale, John, snapping a 4-fight losing streak and passing the Bellator MMA audition.
I mean, what do you want from a guy? He came out here, he put on a great fight, stood in front of a tough dude, exchanged. Outstanding fight for Yancy Medeiros.
Let's go to Amanda Guerra at the fight desk.
Mauro, thank you so much. What a way to kick off the night here in Honolulu. Amanda Guerra, Josh Thompson, 2-time world champ Josh Thompson with you here on the fight desk. Josh, that was a dog fight, and you said it was going to be. I'll give you credit. You said it was going to be.
I finally get some credit up here, huh? Look,
a little bit, only a little.
Emmanuel Sanchez coming up from 145 to 155. Great performance by him as well. But Yancy Medeiros coming in, letting everybody know this is his town, his state, and the fans were electric for him. They rose him through at the end. Absolutely amazing.
And shout out to the fans. Look, they're going to be like this all night because we have a huge night ahead of us. We have the return of Ilima-Lei Macfarlane. We have the launch of the Bellator Bantamweight World Grand Prix. We got a title fight with Chris Cyborg. Look, we have brought you some of the best fights in Bellator history the past couple of weeks, but the Bellator World Tour, that continues.
May is a month of power, not flowers, when the Bellator Cage heads to Europe for back-to-back world title clashes. While Paris may be the city of love, on Friday, May 6th, there will be no love lost as heavyweight champ Ryan Bader defends his belt against France's favorite son, Czech Congo, in a championship rematch from the Accor Arena. And the very next week at the OVO Arena, Wembley, on Friday, May 13th, London's own #1 ranked Michael Venom Page collides with Logan Storm Storley for the interim welterweight world championship. Then the Bellator Cage returns stateside Friday, June 24th from Mohegan Sun Arena for yet another title tilt. Middleweight world champion Gegard Mousasi looks for his 50th career victory when he faces undefeated Johnny Evelyn. It's a globe-trekking Bellator Championship extravaganza, only on Showtime.
Back here inside the Blaisdell Center, what a night we have, and now it is time to kick off the Bellator Bantamweight World Grand Prix. Maura, back down to you.
All right, Amanda, thank you very much, and what a way to kick it off as we get set. It will be former Bantamweight title challenger, the number 2 ranked Patchy Mix against former Bellator Bantamweight champion, number 5 ranked Kyoji Horiguchi.
I call myself the Bellator 135-pound champion by any means necessary.
He creates problems that lead toward the demise of his opponent.
Started karate at 5 years of age, which is a Shotokan karate black belt.
The premier Japanese MMA fighter fighting today. This is Pat Mix's specialty, getting the back and keeping it.
He goes down, it's over. Patrick Mix with a first round rear naked choke.
Horiguchi, very talented, very fast.
Kyoji Horiguchi, a die-hard fisherman, came fishing in America.
Yeah, you know, get excited like a fight.
Yes! Let me meet you now!
By submission, Patchy Mix.
Kyoji Horiguchi is the best Japanese mixed martial artist of all time.
A kid that comes from nothing with an opportunity to make everything.
And now we welcome tonight's first quarterfinalist, Kyoji, the Karate Kid, Horiguchi.
"31-year-old Kyoji Horiguchi was well on his way to becoming a 2-time bantamweight champion until he ran into the spinning back fist of Sergio Pettis at Bellator 272 last December, the Bellator knockout of the year. And you know what Horiguchi said was the biggest takeaway from that? Well, ignominious defeat? I need to shore up my wrestling. Well, against a guy like Patchy Mix, not a bad idea.
Not a bad idea if you're going to face Patchy Mix, but look, Horiguchi was winning every second of that fight, but that's what makes MMA what it is. He got hit with a shot, it put him out, he wasn't expecting it. It's not lucky, it's called skill. We'll see if he shored up that problem, but he is in it deep against Patchy Mix in this fight if it hits the ground.
Very excited to be in the tournament, obviously wants to run it back with Sergio Pettis. Pettis on the sidelines. Interim title will be, well, filled later tonight in our other quarterfinal matchup between the former champ Juan Archuleta and Rafael Stotts. But Horiguchi, definitely one to watch. All 8 are to watch in this Grand Prix. That's how deep it is, John.
Oh, there's some great fighters.
And we now welcome Patchy No Love Mix.
Extremely confident Patchy Mix, the 28-year-old, is 15-1, and that one loss came when he faced Juan Archuleta for the vacant Bellator Bantamweight title at Bellator 246 last, or make that September of 2020. He's won 2 in a row since, so he has vied for a title. Horiguchi has already been a champion. What a way to get this tournament started as we go to some of the, well, many highlights already on the reel of Patchy Mix.
So what makes Patchy Mix so dangerous? Right there. Man, he has got a dynamite guillotine. His whole choke regiment, rear naked choke, arm triangles, that guillotine super tight. He is outstanding. Once he grabs the neck, man, he is trying to take your head with him. This guy on the ground is special.
Let's not forget the chef's kiss. That is the Sulawev stretch. He also has one of those on his resume as we go and take a look at the tail of the tape for our opening round contest in the Bellator Bantamweight World Grand Prix.
You know, these guys both weighing in right at that 135, 134.2, but look at 5'11" to 5'5", and look at the reach advantage. It's a 6.5-inch reach advantage for Patchy Mix.
Are we there yet? Yes, we are. Here's Michael C. Williams.
Tonight here in Hawaii, Bellator MMA now kicks off the quarterfinal round of the $1 million Bantamweight World Grand Prix. Set for 5 5-minute rounds. Introducing first the blue corner. At 5'5", weighing in 134.2 pounds, the former Bellator Bantamweight World Champion brings a veteran professional record of 29 wins, 4 losses, fighting out of Coconut Creek, Florida, by way of Takasaki Buma, Japan, presenting Kyoji, the Karate Kid, Haraguchi. And across the cage, his adversary, fighting out of the red corner. At 5'11", weighing in 135 pounds even, the former title challenger, in his quest for that second title shot, brings 15 professional victories, just 1 loss. He fights out of Buffalo by way of Angola, New York, introducing Patchy No Love Mix. And the referee in charge, Chris West.
Fighters in middle. Gentlemen, you guys heard the rules backstage. Either you guys have any questions? Yeah? Fight hard, fight clean. Listen to my command at all times. Touch them up again if you want them.
Bantamweight World Grand Prix, a single elimination tournament. Each bout scheduled for 5 rounds using the ABC unified rules of professional MMA. A fighter who wins a tournament bout will advance to the next stage. If a bout involving the current champion ends in a no contest or draw, the champion will advance in the tournament. If a bout not involving the current champion ends in a no contest or draw, the 3 judges who scored the bout will each cast an additional ballot favoring the fighter that they believe most deserves to advance. I hope you got all that. There will be a test later on. Opening minute of this much anticipated first round battle in the 135-pound World Grand Prix. Haraguchi says his speed and his reflexes are what separates him from Mix. Mix says, hey, everyone thinks my grappling is my biggest strength. It's my mindset and my conditioning.
Right now, Mix getting a little bit of the taste of what it's like to be in there with Kyoji, because you think you can touch him and all of a sudden he's in and out before you can even blink. Nice job by Mix, and this is where Mix is so good. 11 submission wins, including 5 via rear naked choke, and he immediately attacks the back of Kyoji Haraguchi. Mix wasting little time in fishing for a submission against the avid fisherman. Right to the figure 4 body lock. He's got that leg hooked in behind Haraguchi's leg. That's helping him stay right where he wants to be.
Incredibly,
Haraguchi is in trouble here.
Haraguchi's in big trouble.
Patchy going palm to palm. No, nice job.
And a good escape by Haraguchi. Surviving early adversity.
That is early adversity. He did not expect to have Patchy Mix on his back this quick. But this is what Patchy was talking about. Look, I get his back, he is not getting out of the round. We're going to see if he can make those words come true.
Haraguchi has been submitted once in his career. That came against Demetrius Johnson. 1 second left in the fight. And Haraguchi trying to defend the savvy submission game of Patchy Mix.
Nice job of Haraguchi trying to control the hands, take away the ability of Patchy to lock anything up.
But Mix locking in that body triangle.
And what you just saw with Patchy, just that little shot over the top. He needs to open up and do more of that to make Horiguchi have to respond to the strikes. You notice Patchy is taking him, changing that figure four, keeping his foot up. Horiguchi wants to put that foot down to the ground. That's going to help him turn inside of the figure four. With it up in the air, he cannot do it. It's much more difficult.
It's not impossible to escape the body triangle, but it is incredibly difficult. And so, John, knowing that, and here's Mix again going for the submission, what are avenues of opportunity for Horiguchi to release this grip as he continues to struggle against Mix with 1:45 left in the opening round?
What Horiguchi was trying to do is get that foot down to the ground, and he was unable to do it based upon that cage kind of helping Patchy just keep it there. But what Horiguchi needs to do is isolate that foot to the ground. If he gets that to the ground, just like it is now, now he can start to try to break away and get through that body triangle. If it stays up in the air, it's just much tighter on your diaphragm, very difficult to turn within it.
A tremendous start by Patchy Mix, the #2 ranked bantamweight, who wants to run it back with Juan Archuleta, may get the opportunity in the tournament, but here focusing on Kyoji Horiguchi, who with 50 seconds left, John has to find a way to try to break the grip of Patchy Mix.
You saw again, Patchy Mix switching that body triangle, keeping that foot up. The big thing, you know, Patchy Mix in his one title attempt against Juan Archuleta got Juan in these similar positions and wasn't able to get that submission, and eventually got frustrated and started fighting Juan's fight instead of his fight.
Well, here's Horiguchi trying to deliver some strikes from a disadvantage. 10 seconds left in the opening round, and Patchy Mix, the human backpack, getting it done in this first 5 minutes. Surprised at all, John, by what you saw in that opening round?
Surprised at how fast Patchy Mix was able to actually close that distance and get that takedown, get the back. You got to look. He dominated that round. What offense did Horiguchi have in that round? Zero. Patchy Mix went for the choke, had some strikes. Could be a 10-8 round.
Let's look past it, bro.
That was the one lone strike that Horiguchi was able to kind of land in. Didn't hit. And then it was all Patchy Mix from here. He gets the back, gets that body triangle going. He attacked the neck. Horiguchi was able to stop it, but all domination from Patchy Mix.
Couldn't ask for a better start from Patchy Mix. Looking to extend his win streak to 3. Horiguchi looking to bounce back from that knockout loss to Sergio Pettis. And he immediately attacks the lead leg of the southpaw. Two great corners. Jake Shields in Patchy Mix's corner. Mike Brown in Horiguchi's corner. Two decorated MMA veterans with tremendous abilities to teach the sport, and Big John McCarthy saw enough to warrant a 10-8 round for Patchy Mix in the first round of this Grand Prix.
Look, if I have a fighter that has zero offensive output in an entire 5-minute round and his opponent has his back home and chokes, it's got to be a 10-8.
And of course, John, there's always the question. Horiguchi was knocked out cold by that spinning back fist, and the ability and the you know, the recovery from that and getting back into the cage, and you can say what you want, and different people react different ways. He did avenge another loss to Asakura, and proved that he can bounce back, but again, that was a nasty knockout.
Yeah, but when you know Horiguchi, you know his personality.
Well, we're seeing it here, though, tonight.
To the side. He's like, yeah, I made a mistake. I lost.
Yep. Has it changed any way so far? Again, through that first round, not a lot to see with Mix on his back, but the way he's approaching even here in round 2.
Now, you know, this is the normal Kyoji Horiguchi that we see. A guy, a lot of movement, a lot of in and out, keeping his hands down low. But there's one thing that we learned off of that knockout. Yeah. He has not changed that style of keeping his hands down low.
Oblique kick by Horiguchi, circling the cage. Mix, who didn't even need a takedown in the first round. He just attacked the back and went to work on the ground looking for a submission. But 2 minutes gone here in round number 2. A more tactical frame as Horiguchi misses with the right.
This is one of the things that Pat Mix has got to just stay calm. Do not get frustrated. Don't sit there and start to overextend or put yourself in a bad position based upon all this movement. You got to just pick your spots, take your time, and know that eventually I'm going to get to you.
Horiguchi tries to get to Mix. Left hand over the top lands. Kick by Horiguchi. Lightning quick in and out. Former 125-pound fighter. Former champion here in Bellator. Champion in his native Japan. And there, right hand and then over the top with the left.
Horiguchi doing a very nice job of coming inside, bringing his head, swinging it around, not having a target for Patchy Mix to attack.
Not a lot of offense from either fighter with less than a minute and a half left here in the second round. Horiguchi, though, attacking again with the right. Patrick Mix, as you mentioned, John, cannot get impatient or frustrated, but he's following Horiguchi. Needs to try to corral him there, delivers a kick. Not enough to thwart Horiguchi's movement, and Horiguchi closes the gap and delivers.
It's hard to hurt cats. Horiguchi is cat-like quick, so. See, right there just shows a little bit of frustration. He's just got to take his time, pick your spots. Don't worry about doing anything special.
And there's a counter left hook by Horiguchi. Baited Patchy Mix into it and delivers another combination. Nice counter right from Mix. Half minute remaining in the second. And back on his bicycle, retreating is Horiguchi, just to reset, but then gets nailed with the left hand from Mix. So Mix doing a good job of counterattacking.
He is doing a good job. He's getting, right now it's about a 2-to-1 as far as them landing. Patchy Mix just looking for his opportunity.
Horiguchi pitching a shutout in the kicking department and does have a slight edge in total strikes landed as we are through 10 minutes of action. Hawaiian MMA royalty, Big John McCarthy, Hilo's own BJ Penn.
No doubt about it. BJ is a special guy here on the island. He's a special guy anywhere, man. One of the pioneers of the sport of MMA when it comes to evolution and everything. His jiu-jitsu was special at a time, and his toughness in the stand-up is unquestioned.
The last 20 seconds, right? Okay, get busy, get busy. 1-1. All right? Very good, very good. Get a takedown, end that fight.
Count 3.
The bell, this is round number 3. Remember, all Grand Prix bouts scheduled for 5 rounds. And immediately Horiguchi trying to get those recommended 10,000 steps in. And he's been effective with it.
He's going to get a lot more than 10,000 in.
There's a lead left hook as Horiguchi crushes space. They almost flashed heads, and nice right hand to the body by Horiguchi. And Patchy Mix unable to get on track, John, trying to find a way to develop some kind of rhythm and try to neutralize the movement of Horiguchi. As you mentioned, I love the way you described it. It's like herding cats.
The movement of Horiguchi is hard for anybody. The second round came out. Take a look at that. I gave the round to Horiguchi. It's 10-9, but that's the reason you had to give that 10-8 to Patchy Mix in the first. Big difference in the rounds.
Counter left over the top by Horiguchi. Mix feeling the pressure.
Horiguchi finding a range with that right hand.
This is with the kick. Mix trying to find a way to tag Horiguchi, stop his movement, proving to be difficult. And now Horiguchi again lands the kick and the right and moves out of harm's way. So you're right, finding the distance, finding the opportunity to score.
Patchy Mix now starting to feel a little bit more sorry for Sergio Pettis and what he was dealing with in that championship fight. He realizes this guy moves in and out all over. Nice left hook over the top.
Left hook by Horiguchi, and he's trying to impede Mix's movement by going to the body as well. So Horiguchi beginning to become more fluid in his striking, deliver more. There's a body kick by Mix.
Needs to do a lot more of that. That'll help slow Horiguchi
down. Now Mix changes levels. And he felt that if it went to the ground, blood, they may have, I don't know where the blood is coming from, but Mix said he would have the advantage on the ground. Horiguchi now giving up his back again like we saw in the first round.
That's something Horiguchi's got to stop. With someone like Patchy Mix giving that back to try to get out, you got to be sure.
Was it a head clash, or is the cut over the right eye of Mix?
It's over the right eye of Patchy Mix.
Don't know where it came from, but it's there, and Mix again back to the body triangle like we saw in the first round. And he has had a lot of success in his career from this position.
He's got 2 minutes of time to work this position. He really needs to work at hiding his offhand, so when he tries to get that choke, he can lock it in.
Looking for his 6th rear naked choke victory. Horiguchi defending. And the body triangle continues to give Patchy Mix the control.
Great job by Patchy. Started to lose that position. Got himself squared up on the back. That cut did come from a clash of heads, Morrow.
There it is. We see it in isolation. So a minute now remaining here in the third. The fight will become official once it reaches the end of the third round. Don't want to bring up any recent memory in Bellator Grand Prix, but there you go. 45 seconds left in the third here, and Patchy Mix again from back position, proving to make life difficult for Kyoji Horiguchi. And the body triangle's been released. He's got the hook in, but Horiguchi trying to escape.
Horiguchi trying to work that position over. He might get to the top here. He can get his hips turned with his leg is caught. There you go. Now he's got it.
Does it. And here with 15 seconds left, Horiguchi in top position, slashes the elbow across the face of Mix. Final seconds of the third.
Mix looking for a buggy choke. Doesn't have it.
Let's get another takedown this round so that guarantees the win.
Here was that clash of heads right here. Think right there, that little bit, you could catch the corner of that right on Patchy Mix right eye. That little clash is what caused the cut.
Fourth round. In this, the opening contest of the 8-man single elimination Bantamweight World Grand Prix. The winner of the tournament will be the interim champion due to Sergio Pettis, the reigning champion, out with an injury, and they will earn a $1 million bonus check. The journey begins here, and according to unofficial score, Big John McCarthy, Patchy Mix is up 29-27. High kick by Horiguchi, launches in with the punch. No rushing in for Patchy Mix. And his tempo has to change, John.
Well, you know, instead of chasing Horiguchi, it's not a bad idea to make him come to you and
Horiguchi's making him pay when he comes to him.
It's true.
Mix on his back foot, trying to set some kind of a trap, feinting. Horiguchi trying to find a way to strike. Blencowe and just lunges in with that left hand.
Mix just missing with that kick. Not a bad idea, though.
Horiguchi now with American top team in Coconut Creek, Florida, but in his formative years spent time at the Killer Bee Gym, buzzing around the cage like a bee, and a disciple of the late, great Norifumi Kid Yamamoto. There's an inside kick, and coming forward with the combination is Horiguchi. 3 minutes left here in the fourth. And Patchy Mix needs to mix it up, goes forward with the left, but again just continues to follow Horiguchi. Horiguchi attacks him to the body with the right.
Well, this is why when we talk about fighters and speed kills. It is not easy to deal with. It's not that Patchy Mix is a slow fighter. It's just that Horiguchi is exceptionally fast.
And Horiguchi told us that speed would be one of the biggest advantages in this fight. And there he takes
beautiful kick by
Mix off his feet with that Horiguchi offering. Picking them apart. Darting in and out, scoring 2-1 now is the advantage for Horiguchi in terms of total strikes landed. There's a kick, partially blocked by Horiguchi. Under 2 minutes left in the fourth. Horiguchi able to sneak in with that left, John, and sneak out.
Yeah, he just brings himself inside and lands his shot, and then he's on the exit. It's a nice shot by Patchy Mix. He caught him coming in.
60 seconds of the fourth round. Patchy Mix trying to find the distance, trying to catch Kyoji Horiguchi. Knee by Mix as Horiguchi came in. And there's now blood on the left, trickling down the left eye of Horiguchi. Or is that, or could that be Mix's? I can't tell. It might be Mix's blood, yeah. Calf kick by Horiguchi continues to slow down Mix. It is a cut, right, John?
Horiguchi is cut over the left eye, corner of it.
So the cut man in the corner of Horiguchi and the cut man in the corner of Mix going to work as we head to the fifth and final round.
Great guy.
Still to come, it is the homecoming for Honolulu's own former flyweight champion of Bellator MMA, Alima Lei McFarland, and we're seeing Kyoji Horiguchi in action here tonight. Well, I told Alima Lei before tonight's fight, she and Genki Sudo, longtime Japanese MMA star, responsible for the most memorable entrances in MMA. Hey, Justine Kish hopes to make it memorable for herself. She's trying to snap a career-long losing streak and spoil the homecoming for Alima Lei McFarland. That's still to come tonight. Wait until that entrance. Your goosebumps are going to have goosebumps, Big John.
I didn't even know I had goosebumps.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. We go now to the fifth and final round.
Fifth and final round. Who is going to advance to the semifinals and move one step closer to the $1 million bonus check and the opportunity to call themselves interim champion? Hey, Horiguchi's been to the top of the mountain, both here in Bellator and Ryzen. Patchy Mix would like another opportunity. And according to Big John McCarthy, Patchy Mix still with a 1-point lead going into this fifth and final round. And of course, that's because of that 10-8 opening round you scored for Mix.
It has to be. When you take a look at these other rounds and stuff, that round was dominant by Patchy Mix. That's why I gave him the 10-8.
Set for dramatic conclusion here. And again, Patchy Mix, another opportunity to work from his office, the back of his opponent, Kyoji Horiguchi. And in the fifth round, you see the perspiration glistening off their bodies, John. It's going to be that much more difficult, but the same goes for Horiguchi, who's been 20 minutes now with Patchy Mix carrying his weight here in the fifth.
Absolutely, both of them right now. Patchy Mix is with that body triangle, but man, his legs are burning because of everything that's happened in this fight. Horiguchi having to hold not only his weight up, but Patchy Mix's weight. Not easy. And right now, just that kind of choke right there as far as covering the mouth, all that is good stuff for Patchy Mix. Don't worry so much about getting the perfect choke. Just create problems for him right now. Maintain the position.
And Horiguchi trying to shake him off.
Nice job by Horiguchi, just trying to inch his way out of it. It is so difficult, Moro, when you are tired, your arms are burning now, and you're going for this choke like Patchy Mix.
Incredible here in the fifth.
See him pulling it back.
And remember, Horiguchi against Demetrius Johnson was submitted at 4:59 of the fifth round. How crushing for his lone submission loss, but he's in trouble here in the fifth with Patchy Mix from his back, still employing the body triangle, but Horiguchi doing a good job of defending.
Horiguchi has outstanding defense. Someone on his back, because Patchy Mix knows what he's doing. He's very good at it. This is not a bad idea. On a half Nelson there with him.
And again, Horiguchi able to reverse and turn and be in the open guard now. So able to, and now with over 2 minutes left, it's Horiguchi that can try to maximize top position, but Mix holding on to his neck, not for long.
And the real question here is, well, how much did you see of Patchy Mix? Nice job.
What a sweep by Mix into side control. And now going for the guillotine.
Patchy Mix back on the neck here.
Great to hear that Wu-Tang Clan and Nas are going on tour, and man, Horiguchi definitely has to protect his neck from Patchy Mix, and he's done it so far, John. A minute and a half left in the fight. How much fight left in Kyoji Horiguchi and Patchy Mix?
Really think Patchy Mix needs to kind of open up just a little bit, put pressure in, try to land a couple little strikes with some ground and pound, or get that back. Again, nice job by Horiguchi. That's what we're talking about right there. Those things that make big differences. That's why Kyoji has to turn his back. Nice setup by Patchy Mix.
We are into the final minute of this, the opening contest of the 8-man, $1 million Bantamweight World Grand Prix. Patchy Mix, winner of 2 in a row since being outpointed for the vacant Bantamweight title by Juan Archuleta, who then lost the title to Sergio Pettis, and Kyoji Horiguchi, a former 135-pound champion, knocked out in his last fight by reigning champ Sergio Pettis. One of them will make it to the semifinals. And it appears that it's going to come down to the 3 judges at cage side to determine who will advance in the Grand Prix. Tough night at the office for both Patchy Mix and Kyoji Horiguchi.
Well, I'll tell you what, you got to be impressed by Patchy Mix because, you know, he had that fight with Juan Archuleta where it showed that his fight IQ and maturity just weren't quite there. He made mistakes. He didn't make the same mistakes here tonight. He has learned, he's evolved, and it's because of that evolution with guys like Jake Shields. I think he got the win here tonight.
We're about to find out who is advanced in the Bantamweight World Grand Prix. Here is Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, having gone the distance in this quarter-final round matchup, we go now to your 3 judges. All 3 judges at cage side, Brian Miner, Kyle Takao, and Frank Trigg. See it exactly the same, 48-47. I'll have it for the winner by unanimous decision. Now moving into the semifinal round of the Bantamweight World Grand Prix, Patchy Mix.
28-year-old Patchy Mix has just recorded the biggest win of his career, handing Kyoji Horiguchi his 2nd consecutive loss, the first time that Horiguchi's lost back-to-back fights. Let's go to Big John McCarthy standing by with the winner.
I'm here with your winner, Patchy Mix. Patchy, that was a dog fight. Normally when you get somebody's back, you finish. How frustrating was it for you when you couldn't get the finish on him?
It was tough, man. He was well prepared. I knew he was going to be well trained. That's why I knew I had to go 5 rounds. Like, I knew I had to be in shape to go 7. Like, in the 3rd round, I got up, I started walking, I seen you commentating. I was like, you know what? I've been here with Juan, so I'm not getting tired this time. I'm going to press the gas.
How important was your fight with Juan and getting you prepared for this to fight your fight throughout the whole 5 rounds?
Extremely important, you know. Gucci, he was just up on the champion, 4 rounds to nothing. Like, he was a Bellator world champion, you know. I just beat a former world champion in itself. 48-47 is a little close. I think I could have got 49-46, but it's tough. Though, you know, the best thing about, my favorite thing isn't proving people right, it's proving people wrong. And, you know, I was an underdog, but I told my coaches before I came out here, I'm a dog. I'm a dog. I'm a fucking dog, not an underdog. I'm a dog.
Ain't no doubt about you being a dog, and you are a winning dog. That was a beautiful fight.
Thank you to my coaches, Jake, Harry, Nate, Dennis, Don, Tatiana, all my teammates, Kobe Fair, Sal Renfro, Anthony Pilot, everyone, man. You know, it was a team effort, so, you know, everyone at Extreme Couture, everyone from back home, WNY MMA, we're moving on. Semifinals, the first to advance the $1 million tournament. I'm coming for that million. I'm coming for that belt.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for the first man to advance in the World Grand Prix. Patchy No Love Mix.
16-1, Patchy Mix remains in the mix, looking to build on the biggest victory of his career. He just took out a former Bellator bantamweight champion in Gyoji Horiguchi. Let's get it back to Amanda Guerra at the fight desk.
Mauro, thank you so much. Patchy Mix now moving on. He will face the winner of Magomedov and Barzola. Josh, what did you see from him in that fight that impressed you the most?
Patience, maturity, understanding what's at stake. He let the fight develop. He took the opportunities when they needed to be seized, and he capitalized when he had to. He's on to the next round. This, like he said it, he was an underdog. He came in, this was an upset.
You're already hearing the crowd cheer behind us. That is because of the fight we're about to watch next, the return of Ilima-Lei Macfarlane. We have not seen her, Josh, in a year and a half. She went through knee surgery. She considered a retirement, but she is back tonight. One of the best parts about her, the walkout. This is about to be emotional.
Yeah, it's not just emotional, it's just there's so much involved. She's coming back after a year and a half off, okay? The knee injury, losing her title, so many things going through her mind. She obviously was thinking to herself, I'm thinking about retiring, moving on, maybe starting a family. All of those things were going through her mind. In this situation, though, this time away, it's definitely refocused her because she remembers that feeling right there. Winning, keeping that title here in her first fight here in Hawaii, and then bringing it back here the way that she wants to bring it back after a year and a half, returning back to Hawaii, in her home state, in her hometown, with the crowd behind her. What better way to return? She missed it, and now she's back.
Now, I do want to mention, when she was training, because of that knee, she said, I had to focus on the stand-up. That is an area where her opponent, Justine Kish, is very good. What is Justine's tactic against Ilima-Lei tonight?
Sprawl and brawl. That's got to be her tactic, because no matter what Ilima-Lei says about the knee and all these other things, she's got to make sure that if this fight hits the ground, she's got to be scrambling, not letting her butt settle. She needs to get back up to her feet and start making space, keeping her back off the fence, letting her hands and her feet fly in combinations. She can't just throw ones and twos. She's got to put it together, keep Ilima-Lei guessing.
We like putting on a show here at Bellator, but Ilima-Lei Macfarlane brings her own show, and for that, Mauro will send it back down to you.
All right, thank you very much, Amanda. Ilima-Lei Macfarlane returning to competition for the first time since December 10, 2020, the longest layoff of her more than 7-year career. Justine Kish looking to snap the longest losing streak of her career.
And now ready to make her way to the cage, Justine the Machine Kish.
Justine Kish turned 34 April 13, and as mentioned, John, looking for her first victory since January 2020. She's 1-4 since moving up to the flyweight division in January of 2018. She dropped her Bellator MMA debut to Deanna Bennett via unanimous decision, trying to smile through the hostilities here, knowing full well what she's about to face in terms of crowd reception, but she said, you know what, when she was offered the fight, she's like, so wait a minute, I'm facing former flyweight champion Arlene Blanco in Hawaii. She goes, they must think I'm a tomato can. I gotta switch this up. I need to make the most of this fight and prove to everyone that I'm the person that should be getting this kind of reception.
Well, this is her opportunity. You know, you get those opportunities. It's all about what do you do with them. Justine Kish has been an outstanding stand-up fighter throughout her career. Muay Thai champion. She's going to have to use all those skills against Arlene McFarland here tonight.
Arlene McFarland had knee surgery. Well, Kish has had her right knee fully reconstructed twice, so they've been through it to get to this point. And we're about to, experience one of the most powerful experiences in mixed martial arts that I've had in my over 2 decades in this sport.
In Hawaiian hats, yeah. Keep Hawaiian land in Hawaiian hats, yeah. Keep Hawaiian land in Hawaiian hats, yeah. Let's go away. Keep Hawaiian land in Hawaiian hats, yeah. Keep Hawaiian land in Hawaiian hats,
McFarland became the inaugural Bellator flyweight champion when she defeated Emily Ducote at Bellator 186 in November 2017 with a 5th round of submission. Defended the title 4 times before running into Juliana Velasquez at Bellator 254 in December 2020 and losing her crown. For a split second, she mauled retirement, underwent knee surgery, and now tonight, coming off a career-long layoff, looks to recapture the magic here in her hometown of Honolulu, Hawaii.
Well, she's going to recapture the magic. There is no better place for her to do it than here in Hawaii. She has got an entire crowd behind her.
Let's go to the tail of the tape for this flyweight matchup between the former champion and Justine Kish.
I've just got the weight there so you can see Arlene McFarland all those times of having to be the championship weight. She got an extra pound here at 126 for this matchup. That had to make her happy.
Here's Michael C. Williams.
Bellator Hawaii live on Showtime from here on the island of Oahu. We now present a special feature, 3 5-minute rounds in the flyweight division. Introducing first, the blue corner. At 5'5", weighing in 125.2 pounds, her professional record, 7 wins, 5 losses, fighting out of Los Angeles, California, Justine "The Machine" Kish. And across the cage, the Pineapple Princess fights out of the red corner. At 5'4", weighing in 126 pounds even, the former Bellator flyweight world champion who successfully defended that title twice right here in Hawaii, tonight returns home as she returns to the Bellator cage with a near-perfect professional record, 11 victories, just 1 defeat, hailing from Honolulu, Hawaii. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Eliminator, the Eliminator, McFarland. In charge of the action, your referee, Frank Trigg.
Good. McFarland competing in her 12th Bellator flyweight bout, the most appearances in divisional history. Kish saying she's going to win in a fashion that shows without a doubt that she belongs here. And the first round is underway. And the double jab before going for the takedown. McFarland changes levels. Kish stymieing it, has the underhook, and turns McFarland around to the fence.
Very strong move by Justine Kish. She was able to pick her up, get that underhook, turn the position. This is exactly what Justine Kish needs as far as she needs to silence this crowd down, slow eliminate down, and just start doing her fight. Careful that arm right now. What you're seeing, Justine Kish trying to employ what's a can opener. That's to break that guard, but needs to be careful where she puts those arms.
2 of Kish's 7 wins have been via submission and has McFarland's neck, but McFarland looking to just try to bring this fight to the canvas. Kish, meanwhile, positioning on the break, shoots the right hand towards McFarland as they reset with 1.5 minutes gone in the opening round.
Justine Kish showing exactly how physically strong she is, able to shuck off what Blencowe is trying to do there with the takedown. She's got to feel good about herself right now.
We crowned a new flyweight champion last night here at Neil S. Blaisdell Arena. McFarland's good friend, former training partner Liz Carmouche, dethroning Juliana Velasquez via 4th round controversial stoppage. And Velasquez, none too pleased with it, but we're all human. And we continue here tonight with McFarland's road to getting back on the winning track, but Justine Kish trying to find a way to get back in the win column as well. And midway through the first round, feeling how process is unfolding here.
A lot of feints, but not a whole lot of action from either lady in this right now. They both have got to settle down.
There's a right and to the body and a right hand upstairs for McFarland. Walking down Kish. Kish continues to feint with the jab.
Job by Justine Kish to just shut Limley off. Limley's going to have to use her hands to set up that takedown a lot better. She's got to create a problem for Justine. Justine needs to adjust and start blocking those shots so Limley has the ability to change levels and get into it.
McFarland. Final 60 seconds. Both of them are 6 for 18 in terms of total strikes landed according to our stats. Kish has been credited with landing 2 punches. McFarland 6. Been that kind of round.
Both of them need to relax. Get yourself set in this fight.
There's a nice left hook to the body by McFarland.
Kish is really going to have to figure out you cannot win the fight if you're not throwing. She doesn't want to get into a grappling series. Beautiful right hand by Limley.
Final 15 seconds of this first 5 minutes. The return of Limley McFarland to action against Justine Kish, who recently celebrated her birthday.
Okay. All right. Good. Now have to relax. You're doing everything you're supposed to do. You're catching everything, the counters in which she's coming in. She got nothing on the stand for you either.
Like you said, a blue belt that was strong. She's a strong chick, you know what I'm saying? We just got to make sure we start fighting for her. On top, okay? You know, wrestling, let's try to get underhooks. We're getting overhooks. That's good, but let's get underhooks.
One side, right? Because she start cutting this. Yeah. Just jabbing more, jab, fake. It's beautiful. Okay. Fake. She want to shoot it. She was stronger than her. I see it. You were stronger fucking stronger than her, right? Yeah. We walked out. I got it. There you go. There you go. Let's go.
Justine Kish feeling pretty good about herself after that 5-minute round, and Limley McFarland receiving instructions from Richie a Boogeyman Martinez as we get set for the second stanza.
Fight!
1-2 by Kish.
1-2 that hit nothing but air. She's got to get it in her mind. She's got to move those feet forward when she throws.
Not a lot of the punches are landing for either fighter. And there, McFarland gets chopped down momentarily, shoots in for the takedown. Defense by Kish. Kish looking for the choke.
She's looking for it, but right now she does not have it. It's getting tight.
Arm in guillotine attempt by Kish. McFarland falls to her back. Opening minute of the second. Hammer fist to the body of McFarland by Kish. Putting the squeeze on, expending energy, looking for the finish.
Really blow up her arms if she doesn't have this choke.
Kish's last submission win was back in August of 2013. And let's go. And instead finds herself now in the grips of a submission attempt by McFarland.
a big mistake there with thinking she could stand up.
More than half of McFarland's 11 victories have come via submission. And Kish escapes.
She's not quite escaped yet, McFarland now. Nice job by Kish, got her hips around.
2 minutes gone here in the second, and they're back on their feet after all of that on the ground. First real drama of the fight.
It was. Nice attempt at the guillotine choke by Justine Kish, and then a good shot at that leg lock by Emmanuel McFarland.
Crowd trying to rally Ilima-Lei Macfarlane. She grew up 10 minutes away from this venue. Attended the same high school as former U.S. President Barack Obama, and she is in tough here against Justine Kish. Takedown by Kish. And here, though, we see where McFarlane can be very comfortable with that 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu black belt.
Right now she's working from mission control. She got the rubber guard working here. We'll see what she can do with it. Right now, nothing more than just the guard position. Kish kind of just holding on, not posturing to land any heavy strikes. There she goes and tries. You see Ilima-Lei trying to turn that corner. Set herself up for a submission, doesn't have it. Justine doing a nice job of keeping herself square with Ilima-Lei.
Now Kish posturing, wide base, trying to land the right. McFarlane defending. Can't. And again, it's Kish working from the closed guard of McFarlane. Final 60 seconds of the second round.
Right now, Ilima-Lei just working, using the butterfly hooks, trying to elevate the hips of Justine Kish, get her light so she can reverse the position and set up the submission.
Yeah, she wanted that elevator to go up and off of her, but Kish doing a good job and now backing up.
And that's a smart thing for Justine Kish.
Yeah, resetting in the stand-up with 30 seconds left. Kish, a pro boxer, kickboxer, Muay Thai, so very well versed in the stand-up. And now McFarlane, from orthodox, final 15 seconds, right uppercut left hand that just missed for the former champion. Kish with a counter right hand, so a better round for Justine Kish as we go to the third and final frame. Asked from Magnum PI. Hello, Stephen Hill and Zachary Knight. And TJ Thompson is in the shot as well. He's been responsible for so much of what happened here in Hawaii when it comes to mixed martial arts, John.
Absolutely. TJ started Super Brawl, went to Icon.
Oh, wow. Look at these two luminaries of the mixed martial arts. Royce Gracie, BJ Penn. Quinton Rampage Jackson is in the house as well.
Let's steal this fucking round. Let's steal this fucking round.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together inside the Bellator cage. We go to the third and final round.
All right, John, 10 minutes in the books. How do you have it on your unofficial scorecard?
10 minutes in the books. I have it even. I think both women need to go after it in this round to get the win.
wondered when we talked to her about how McFarland would look coming off a knee surgery. Again, we talked about Kish having 2 successful knee surgeries, and there is the concern when you come back from a surgery just how well you're going to perform, and it takes a little while maybe to clear the mind, and we can see for Ilima-Lei Macfarlane, longest layoff, and again, credit Justine Kish as well, but it isn't the same Ilima-Lei Macfarlane we used to see.
No, you can see she's tentative, and that's normal when you come off a surgery like that. You don't know how that knee is going to handle everything. You're hoping that all your training sets you up to be successful, but in the back of your mind, you're always worried about something happening.
And Justine Kish trying to make something happen for her career. Again, in the midst of a 3-fight losing streak. Would love to add a former flyweight champion's name to her list of victims. And boy, she could change her career around in a hurry with a victory here tonight, John.
Definitely change the trajectory of where she's at right now. She has the ability to get that win, but she needs to be aggressive. Don't all of a sudden just start playing defense. Right now, Ilima-Lei's the one coming after her, throwing. Justine's got to get that offense going. Nice kick.
Full throat support for the partisan crowd here at Neil S. Blaisdell Arena for the #1 ranked Ilima-Lei Macfarlane. But John, with just 2 minutes now gone in the 3rd round, McFarland's landed 3 strikes, Kish has landed 4. We need more offense.
Oh, no doubt about it. And you were talking about it. You can tell that Ilima-Lei's a little tentative coming out here. Yes, and now it's the 3rd round. She should be back into it.
And I think these kicks are also taking their toll on McFarlane.
Absolutely, no doubt about it. You can tell, just look at
the way she's moving. Exactly, John. And there's a right hand that staggers Kish, and Kish immediately looking for the takedown, but wow, Kish avoiding what could have been trouble, but McFarlane very active off her back, but good positioning here by Kish, John.
Very nice job by Kish. Got good shoulder pressure here, inside control, but she did get dropped by Ilima-Lei there. Let's see what she can do with this position. Ilima-Lei cannot just settle for being on the bottom here. She needs to create situations where she can go for submissions or reversals.
And again, there's the Eddie Bravo inspired jiu-jitsu.
She's looking for the choke right now. Looking for the buggy. Nope, not there. Too much shoulder pressure by Justine.
Been calling professional mixed martial arts since 2003, and it's only here in Bellator MMA that now I've seen the 3rd attempt at a buggy choke done. And of course, you're right on top of it. 1.5 minutes left in this fight, and for Ilima-Lei Macfarlane, she has to somehow get off her back. The crucifix almost employed here by Kish. And wow, talk about irony, John, after what we saw last night. And now Kish looking to move to full mount. Dire straits for Ilima-Lei Macfarlane, John.
Yeah, right now she's holding on to that head, but that's not going to work for her where Justine is at. Justine now in full mount, right behind the legs.
Oh, and she's looking for that arm. Looking for the backdoor escape while Kish is looking for the arm bar. 45 seconds left in the fight.
Ilima-Lei needs to crush Justine's hips down. Don't just try to pull your arm out and extend it up for her. A lot of pressure down. Get that elbow pass. Nice job. Her arm is safe.
Oh, omoplata.
Going for the omoplata. She got herself.
High drama in Hawaii with 20 seconds left in the fight.
Nice pinch on that forearm by Justine Kish, keeping Ilima-Lei there.
Justine.
Got that plus set. Now it's out.
Scrambled. And now McFarlane has Kish's back. Time running out. Kish looking to spoil the homecoming for Ilima-Lei Macfarlane. Wow! Has Justine Kish snapped a career-high 3-fight losing streak. Do you believe she did enough, John?
You know, the real question is, overall, I think she did.
Round by round.
You got to remember, Alimale did drop her in this third round. And one of the judges thinking about how effective was that in the end, Justine got the takedown based upon it. And I think, in my opinion, Justine Kish did enough to get the win.
While we wait for the decision, what did you think, regardless of the outcome, Alimale Macfarlane's performance in her first fight coming back from a career-long layoff?
Well, look, you know, it takes a lot to come back. You can see she had her moments where she landed good, clean shots right there. Here she comes in. See, that knockdown wasn't really effective. It was more off balance. So that right there depends on how the judges saw it. But if they saw it like it really was, they know that the knockdown was not due to power. It was due to balance. And in my opinion, Justine Kish deserves to get the win.
Oh my God.
Kish hoping for a belated birthday gift.
You got me here. Thank you guys so much.
Has had to overcome so much in her life as the two warriors embrace. Here's Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, we go now to your three judges at cage side for the decision. Your first judge, Mike Onzuka, scores the fight 30-27, while judges Sal D'Amato and Mike Bell see it the same, 29-28. All have it for the winner by unanimous decision, Justine the Machine Kish.
Justine Kish has just defeated the inaugural Bellator MMA flyweight champion, has just ended a 3-fight losing streak, and John has just changed the trajectory of her career, stunning the crowd here and watching with vested interest the newly minted champion, Liz Carmouche.
Look, this is what, you know, moments are made of. You're given an opportunity. Justine Kish was given the opportunity. She was taking on Alimale coming off of a big layoff, big injury. She made the most of it. Got to give her credit.
Let's go to Amanda at the fight desk.
Mauro, thank you so much. Yes, here with Josh Thompson. Look, congrats to Justine Kish, and as Mauro and Big John said, it's tough. Coming off a year and a half of not being in the cage and a knee injury, not the outcome that Alimale Macfarlane wanted.
Yeah, what you're dealing with is someone, like if you take a wrestler who comes in off of a knee injury, they're not the same for a little while. So given that Alimale Macfarlane is predominantly a grappler and slash wrestler, that really hindered her game, I think, tonight. But look, I'm not going to take anything away from Justine Kish. She fought a great fight. A smart fight is what she needed to do. She got the win.
Let's talk about the next fight coming up, because it is the next fight in our Bellator Bantamweight World Grand Prix. That is Josh Thompson, but let's talk about the two guys that are going to be fighting here. We have Juan Archuleta going up against Rafion Stotts, and not only is it the next fight in the tournament, this is the interim bantamweight title fight. Rafion Stotts was supposed to fight the champ in Sergio Pettis. However, he is out with an injury. So in steps Juan Archuleta. There is the bracket as you see it. Josh, let's start with the Spaniard and Juan Archuleta, because here's the thing. Rafion Stotts and Sergio Pettis are very similar in their styles. And Juan Archuleta has faced Sergio Pettis. He learned a lot from that. What do we see from him in this fight?
Well, what he learned was that Rafion Stotts and Sergio Pettis were teammates, okay? And they have very similar styles, like you said. But what he learned was that he needed to go back to the well and to his roots, which is wrestling. And he went back and started working with the Cornell wrestlers and the Penn State wrestlers. He started getting his butt kicked every day, getting back to his wrestling roots, because he wrestled at Purdue. So Juan Archuleta needs to make sure he switches his stance like he does repetitively, but he continues to grind away on Rafion Stotts, because Rafion Stotts has never been to the 4th and 5th round. So in this fight, he needs to push him to the point where he is exhausted by the time they get to that 3rd, 4th, and 5th round. If he can do that like he did with Patchy Mix when he won the title, he's got to make sure he's touching him, piecing him up a little bit, and then getting back into the wrestling, always making Rafion Stotts work for every position that he possesses. If he can do that, I think that Juan Archuleta will walk away with the interim title tonight.
Let's go over to Rafion Stotts. Look, he is one of the most entertaining fighters in Bellator. Got a little bit under the skin of Juan Archuleta leading up to this fight. But look, he is so incredibly athletic. How does he get the win tonight?
He's just got to be patient. He's got to make sure that he takes the center of the cage and he dictates where the fight goes. Look, what Rafion Stotts does very well, when he fought the gentleman Josh Hill, he just duck and move, used his striking, pushed Josh Hill to the fence, and touched him, but then was able to get to the back, and boom. He has great transitions from his wrestling to his submissions. He's got good work. He does great work off of his feet into the transitions to the wrestling. So if he can get Juan Archuleta to overcommit on something, then he'll be able to get the takedown, potentially make Juan Archuleta work more to get back to his feet. When he fought Magomedov, who you know wants to wrestle you, he allowed Magomedov to shoot, stuffed the takedown, circled to the backs, and got some great positions. Wasn't able to get the finish, but he was in some great positions that he created by stuffing the takedowns and utilizing his grappling as well as his striking to get there.
It's going to be an incredible fight that is coming up next. It is the next step in the Bellator Bantamweight World Grand Prix, but also the winner of this becomes the interim champion.
My name's Juan Archuleta. My fight name, The Spaniard, actually came from my coach, Joe Daddy Stevenson. He was like, man, you're like the movie The Gladiator. You're always asking me, were you not entertained?
Juan, the Spaniard, Archuleta.
I'm Rafion Stotts. I feel like every performance for Bellator I was able to show out on the stage I was given.
Big flurry by Stotts.
This is just a bigger stage and an opportunity for me to really shine and show what I'm made of.
That definitely sealed the deal for Rafion Stotts.
But I am the future of MMA. I am the dark horse of this community.
It's so excited to get my hands on some people. So excited to get this thing cracking and feel the pressure of the moment.
My message for the bantamweight division is you better be sharpening your tools and be ready and be well prepared. I bring nonstop action.
When I get in the cage, as always, I'm confident and fearless in all that I do. You're gonna see me dominate, excite, and finish every motherfucker in this tournament.
Let's go!
Are you not entertained?
And now we welcome quarterfinalist Rafion Super Stotts. I'm rare. I'm rare. I'm rare. I'm rare. I'm rare. I'm rare.
Surfers come to Hawaii to catch the big wave, and Rafion Stotts, well, he caught a big wave of momentum. 9 straight wins heading into this. An opportunity to become the interim bantamweight champion. John, remember, he was supposed to meet his training partner, Rufus Sport, Sergio Pettis, for the title. Was very upset about that original matchup. Pettis sidelined with an injury, and now Stotts is set to face the former champ in Juan Archuleta.
Yeah, he was set up to fight his teammate, but you know, you're entering a bantamweight tournament. Your teammate's in it, you're in it. Eventually you might meet. I didn't think it was bad that it could be at the start, but for Rafion Stotts, he needs to use his hands to set up his wrestling. Be first and don't settle for just the counter. You've got to be first in a lot of these exchanges.
Making his way to the cage, Juan, the Spaniard, Archuleta.
Juan Archuleta won the vacant bantamweight title at Bellator 246 in September of 2020, outpointing Patchy Mix who we saw score the biggest win of his career against former Bellator champion Giorgio Ariguchi in the first of our two quarterfinal round matchups in the Bantamweight World Grand Prix tonight. Archuleta was then dethroned in his first title defense about the man. Well, he's taking the place of, in this matchup, Sergio Pettis. But Archuleta and Stotts, John, this has the potential to be a real barn burner.
This has the potential to be just explosive because both guys bring it. Both guys have got good wrestling. Their wrestling might cancel each other out. Archuleta needs to set a high pace from the start, which he normally does. He builds on that pace, but he needs to always exit with intent, meaning when he is getting his hands off of Rafion Stotts or Rafion Stotts is in that wrestling position, he needs to make him pay. He needs to light him up with those shots, make him pay with them.
Interim championship up for grabs and an opportunity to join Patchy Mix in the semifinals as we go to the tail of the tape for this Bantamweight World Grand Prix quarterfinal matchup.
You see across the board, everything is very close except for the reach. A little bit different, but look at 25-3. The experience, 17-1, shows how good Rafion Stotts is. This is going to be a battle between two of the best.
Here's Michael C. Williams.
Bellator MMA returns now to the $1 million Bantamweight World Grand Prix for fight number 2 of the quarter-final round tonight. Co-main event will be 5 5-minute rounds for the interim Bellator Bantamweight World Championship. And now, live on Showtime, we introduce first the blue corner. At 5'7", weighing in 135 pounds. In his first ever world title fight, he enters with 17 professional victories, just 1 loss, fighting out of the Milwaukee, Wisconsin by way of Houston, Texas, Rafion Stotts. And across the cage, his adversary, fighting out of the red corner. At 5'7", weighing in 134.6 pounds. The former Bellator Bantamweight World Champion holds a professional record including 25 victories, 3 defeats. Fighting out of Hesperia, California, Juan the Spaniard Archuleta. In charge, your referee Mike Beltran.
Bring it in. All right, gentlemen, been over the rules already. Protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands at all times. Touch gloves now if you want. At the sound of the bell, come on out. Handle your business. Let's go.
Each tournament bout scheduled for 5 rounds using the ABC Unified Rules. A professional MMA fighter wins the tournament bout. They'll advance to the next stage of a bout involving... Well, tonight, the vacant title, the interim title, I should say, is up for grabs. So I want to tell you that if this fight ends via no contest or draw, the judges' additional ballot will determine who advances, but the title will remain vacant. And immediately, Archuleta coming forward on Stotts, and Stotts tagging Archuleta. Nice 1-2, boy. They are definitely swinging hard early. And Archuleta stumbles forward. Man, they are coming out gangbusters and wanting to make it a short fight.
There is no feeling out process. Both guys have been throwing big leather. Nice straight right hand
that landed for Archuleta. Level change and looking for the takedown. The sprawl by Stotts.
Archuleta got him up in the air, and Rafion Stotts, like a cat, landed on his feet.
Amazing.
But Archuleta now with Rafion, has him up against the cage. And this is one of the things that makes Archuleta different than a lot of guys that come from that wrestling background. Archuleta will actually break off of this and land something. He'll purposely break off just to land a big strike. We'll see if he does that or if he continues on and trying to put Rafion's back to the canvas. being smart as far as just attacking with these little shots just to irritate Juan. Juan wants to take away that posting right hand of Rafion. But right now, his hands are not in a position to do it based upon where, there you go, you see him grabbing for that wrist. Unable to get it.
And both back up to their feet now with Archuleta putting the pressure on Stotts. Stotts with the overhook, fighting for the opportunity to try to get the dominant position. A foot stomp, a couple from Archuleta, but Stotts has to try to create separation. Get away from the fence.
Archuleta talked about going back to school, going to colleges and wrestling with all the guys there. He says it was humbling. I was getting my butt kicked by all these kids, but it brought me back to what was my base, and my wrestling improved by leaps and bounds. He believes it's going to be a big difference for him here tonight.
Yeah, Archuleta spent time wrestling with Danny Sabatello, who of course booked passage to the Grand Prix last night with a win over Jornel Lugo. He will face Leandro Higo and Enrique Barzola, also making it to the tournament.
Archuleta wants to bring him to the backside there, trying to hold that leg with his. He's got the single leg going. You see Rafion doing a nice job digging his arm underneath that chin area. Now he's trying to push the head down into that flying knee. Nice job by Rafion Stotts.
Stotts able to create separation. A minute left. It's Archuleta bringing the offense. Combinations. Straight left by Stotts, but Archuleta again closes the gap. Throwing punches.
Archuleta's got a cut next to his left eye. Clashed heads again. Don't know how the cut occurred.
And there's the timing and the takedown by Stotts, immediately getting the back of Archuleta. Stotts has 4 submission wins.
Nice job of trying to roll through it by Archuleta. Stotts in good position here, heavy hip ride.
All 4 of his wins via rear naked choke, but time running out here at the end of the first round.
Bellator MMA takes this show international with stops in Paris and in London. First Friday, May 6th, The Darkness. Czech Congo aims to throw shade on the City of Light and dethrone the reigning heavyweight champion Ryan Bader in front of his home country of France. Friday, May 6th, live 9 p.m. British Standard Time. Then on Friday, May 13th, London gets an up-close look at the fight styles of local favorite Michael Venom Page. MVP enters the cage against Division I All-American wrestler Logan the Storm Storley to declare the interim welterweight championship. Friday, May 13th, live 9 p.m. British Standard Time.
Set for round 2. Former champion Juan Archuleta. And Rafion Stotts looking to extend his winning streak to 10.
Nice clean left hand by Rafion Stotts there. Rafion needs to really start to just open up. That was a good.
That's Archuleta who's opening up on Stotts.
Yep. Archuleta's got that pressure coming forward. He's putting Stotts on his back foot.
Stotts ducked underneath the right hand, looking for the takedown, defended by the Purdue alum. Right hand to the body by Archuleta. 1-2 from Stotts, but Archuleta with the better counter. Pressure being put on by Juan Archuleta. And Stotts trying to pick him off. Body kick by Stotts. Right hand. And now the fight is becoming just that here in the first minute of the second, John.
They're going after this. A lot of body shots by Juan Archuleta. He's going up and down. Stotts, for the most part, headhunting on Archuleta.
Lead right hand, but Archuleta using it to set up the shot, but defended by Stotts as they fight along the fence. Threw away the right hand, was looking for the takedown, and now the whizzer employed by Stotts.
Stotts remaining real heavy on that whizzer. You see Archuleta using his head, trying to displace the head, weakening Raufeon Stotts in the position.
Creating the separation again from the southpaw stance. Pressure on that. Leaning on that front foot and fishing for the jab. Reaching the midway point of the second round as Archuleta resetting, utilizing footwork. Comes in looking to go to the body, almost got caught with a knee. Archuleta putting together punches, but then walks right into that well-timed shot by...
Beautiful whizzer.
Yes, Stotts, but a nice whizzer employed by Archuleta. Again, unloading. He's still trying to go for the takedown.
Archuleta's working for the takedown more, but a lot of what he's doing is he's trying to tire out the arms of Raufeon Stotts. All this wrestling, although Stotts comes from a wrestling background, you have to do this consistently to be able to stay with it. And the pressure that Juan Archuleta is bringing right now, it can wear out anybody. And Raufeon Stotts just trying to hold on and keep himself from going down. There's a lot of use of his arms. They can get real heavy. Raufeon trying to dig that underhook with his right arm. At least wants to put that hand towards bicep control so he can push the arm of Archuleta to the side. Nice wrist control there. Archuleta digging that underhook. Nice job by Archuleta.
Under a minute left in the second.
Archuleta's got double unders now. He's got the ability to have control of the upper body of Raufeon Stotts. Now he's back to the single leg.
Base and Stotts trying to defend the single leg takedown attempt by Archuleta with 30 seconds now left in the second round. Elbows by Stotts, balancing on one leg. Another elbow to the body by Raufeon Super Stotts.
Got to be impressed with the defensive wrestling of Raufeon Stotts. Archuleta has worked really hard. Nice elbows attack right there.
Mentioned Quentin Rampage Jackson. There he is, sitting cage side, Bellator MMA alum, but he and I reminisced about those halcyon days in Japan with Pride Fighting Championships. Some memorable New Year's Eve spent with Quinton Rampage Jackson in Roppongi. John, save that story for a different time slot.
You need to save that story for a lot of different time slots.
Is when I jam, okay? As I follow him out. All right, try to beat us on the lead hand side, right? Close the door with your hooks, hit your lead uppercuts, and close the door with the kicks.
Bell, round number 3. Right uppercut delivered by Archuleta. Scott's trying to land the counter left. Oh, he's out. Archuleta's down. Stotts. It's over. Rafael Super Stotts advances to the semifinals and is the new interim bantamweight champion with his 10th consecutive win, becoming the first person to knock out Juan Archuleta.
Big shot by Rafael Stotts. That was explosive. Juan Archuleta had been doing very well in the stand-up. Juan does not know what happened. He is arguing right now about that stoppage. He was out. That
it was a knee.
Yeah. Look at his leg. He hits the ground. He gets put out right there. Rafael actually hits him and brings him back. That knee. Never saw it. You see his leg go stanky on him right there. Out. Big shot by Rafael Stotts. It was supposed to be a kick, and we've seen this many times before. The knee lands. A lot of weight behind that knee. Big elbow strike.
Rafael Super Stotts, a product of Rufus Sport, but has trained in Las Vegas. And there he is celebrating with Scott Cushman of Rufus Sport, but has trained in Las Vegas at Extreme Couture. As Eric Nixick in his corner as well, and Rafael Super Stotts with his 10th consecutive win, and is now the interim Bellator bantamweight champion, and one step closer to cashing that $1 million bonus check. So Stotts and Patchy Mix advance to the semifinals on this, the first night of the 8-man World Grand Prix. Juan Archuleta saluting the crowd, as mentioned, going down for the first time due to strikes. Let's make it official with Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the Bellator cage, it comes to an end 16 seconds into round number 3. By knockout, he advances to the semifinal round of the Bantamweight World Grand Prix as the interim Bellator Bantamweight World Champion, Rafael Super Stotts.
Thank you.
Let's go to Big John McCarthy.
I can say that
hey,
too.
Let me say something for the Hawaiian people. Let me say something. Yes, sir! Who like party? I appreciate all the love in Hawaii. I love it. Thank you. Chee-hoo! Let's go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am here with the new interim bantamweight champion, Rafael Super Stotts. Anything else you want to say?
Hey, y'all, I'm coming. Hey, if you want some, come get some. Juan Archuleta called me the bully. You goddamn right. I'm a bully in here. I'm nasty with it. If you want some, come get some.
You threw a kick, but it was your knee that hit him that really hurt him. Did you know when it landed that he was that hurt?
Yeah, when that motherfucker did the stanky leg, I say, oh shit, it's time to get his ass. Oh, goddamn. So I had to go in and finish the job.
How surprised were you that he tried to out-wrestle you through a lot of this?
Man, I wasn't expecting him to think I was gonna wrestle, so that was like, it was amazing. And the people I trained with at Extreme Couture really came at me wrestling, so I was like comfortable, you know what I mean? But that was a hell of a game plan, you know? People don't really come at wrestling at me, so I love it, you know? It's kind of my wheelhouse, but he did a great job. He did a great job beginning the fight.
I just want to tell you, that gold looks really good around your waist. Congratulations, Rafion Stotts. Go ahead, man.
Nice shot, stand up! Let's go!
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the champ, Rafion Stotts.
Rafion Super Stotts, super charismatic. The new interim bantamweight champion advancing to the semifinals, posing with Bellator MMA president Scott Coker. He's now won 10 straight, and his 6-fight winning streak in Bellator's bantamweight division, the longest active streak. And so Rafion Super Stotts, hey, that's a super result. Let's go to Amanda Guerra at the fight desk.
It is Moro. We got to talk to Rafion this week. We said, how does the interim champ sound to you? He said, oh, I like the sound of that. Josh Thompson saw the stanky leg, took advantage of it, and he moves on to the tournament.
That wasn't exactly the term he used, but yes, that's stanky leg.
Look, I can only say things. He can say things when he has the mic. I can't say them. What did you think of that, though?
Look, I thought he was behind in the fight. I thought he lost the first 2 rounds. They were close, but I had him losing the first 2 rounds. He stayed composed. He did what he had to do. He realized that it's a long fight. It's a 5-round fight. He made the adjustments, started going to the head a little bit more with the kicks and the legs. What it does, it keeps your opponent loyal with their hands up high. Well, Juan wasn't loyal with his hands up high. He got caught. This is the nature of the beast when you're in this fight game. And the new interim champ is making his way to the semifinals.
And he's going to walk behind us here, not too far from now. He is going on to face the winner of Higo and Danny Sabatello. That is going to be a fight. I can only imagine the chirping.
Can you imagine Danny Sabatello if he gets to that and you got Stotts? Oh, my God.
Just keep track of your social media for the next little while. All right.
They have their own reality show if they want those guys.
Exactly. It is time for our main event here at Bellator 279. The queen of the cage herself, Cris Cyborg, putting her belt on the line for a 4th time in Bellator. And this is a rematch going up against Arlene Blanco. These two first met in October 2020. Now, Arlene Blanco, Josh, at the time says, look, I was working 2 other jobs. I was not dedicated to fighting. But there so far is no stopping Cris Cyborg in the cage. Let's start with Arlene Blanco, because she said, look, when it comes to facing Cris Cyborg, tactic here, we're going to talk tactics. She says, I got to step out of my comfort zone. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, you have to remember, during their first fight, it was during COVID as well. So not just 2 jobs, a mother, all these other things that go along with it, dealing with COVID, not being able to do her full camps and getting ready for a fight like that against Cris Cyborg. Now, coming in here, I'm telling you guys right now, she is more prepared right now than she has ever been, because she has been selfish. She understands what it will take to get the job done. She's moved away from family. She stayed in Jackson Winks in Albuquerque, New Mexico, did her full camp there, trained a little bit with Volkanovski over in Australia. She is prepared for this fight more so than any other fight she's ever prepared for.
Let's talk about Cris Cyborg here. Look, she normally has a plan. Her last fight during Sinead Kavanaugh, she didn't really stick to that plan. She let her fist fly. She got the win. She said her team was a little ticked off. They yelled at her for about an hour after that. How does she get the win tonight against Arlene Blanco again?
Well, since she's coming to Bellator, she has been systematically picking people apart, finding ways to win, okay? In terms of dominating, though, in every way. Julia Budd dominated that fight, okay? She fought Arlene Blanco, dominated that fight. She's found different ways to win, but with the Sinead Kavanaugh fight, she went back to her old ways and being that berserker, as Big John likes to say. She cannot afford to do that tonight, though, because her corner would like her to stay tight with everything and start to pick Arlene apart like she did in the first fight.
We have had spectacular fights tonight, and we get our main event, and now nobody has been able to dethrone Cris Cyborg here in Bellator, but Arlene Blanco told us, look, I will be carried out on a stretcher near my deathbed if that's what it takes.
The champion.
One of the most ferocious fighters in MMA history.
The challenger.
Bringing the thunder from down under.
Here we go.
Man, when
when she gets those hands going like that, it is a thing of beauty.
One of the most formidable forces to don the 4-ounce gloves, an all-time great.
Bellator featherweight world champion, Chris Cyborg.
She is now the proverbial one punch away from living the dream.
She's a 2-time boxing world champion.
At the fastest finish in Bellator women's featherweight history.
Anybody gets touched on the chin like that, you're gonna end up going out.
Arlene Blanco. And now making her way to the cage, the challenger, Arlene, the Aussie girl, Anger Fist Blencowe.
Arlene Blanco turned 39 April 11, getting another opportunity to prove that, yeah, she is the best featherweight. And for Arlene Blanco, many people believe that she was indeed just that when she challenged Julia Budd, the then champion, lost a debatable split decision, kept winning, then was able to challenge Chris Cyborg at Bellator 249 October of 2020. Became the first submission victim by Cyborg. Has bounced back with 2 more wins. Still the #1 contender, and told us, John, that she needs to be ready for the hard moments during this fight. Needs to be ready to rise above them. She has her children with her in Hawaii, hoping that the result tonight will be what she says, one of the bigger upsets in the sport, but a night that ends with Arlene Blanco holding the belt.
Well, that's what she's hoping for. You know, Arlene Blanco is an outstanding stand-up fighter, but she needs to commit to starting and ending the exchanges in the stand-up with Cyborg. She's got to make it ugly, Morrow. She's got to get inside on her and pull Cyborg into the brawl. If she gets into the brawl, she's got a good chance.
Her 4 knockout wins in Bellator women's featherweight competition are the most in divisional history. And her 22-second knockout of Amanda Bell at Bellator 224, the fastest finish in Bellator women's featherweight history. She would love to repeat something like that here tonight, but she's in with one of the best to ever do it.
And now, the reigning and defending Bellator featherweight world champion, Chris Cyborg.
Six-year-old Chris Cyborg has always looked forward to fighting in Hawaii, and she brings this, her 4th title defense, to the Neil S. Blaisdell Arena. Having won 5 straight, has conquered every promotion she has competed in, and she submitted Arlene Blanco in their first fight. And John, let's look at her keys to victory in this championship rematch.
Very simple. Go back to what you were doing in the first fight. Go back to round 2. You work your ground game. You've been working on your wrestling. You've been working on your jiu-jitsu. You performed beautifully. Go back to that. Don't get lulled into the brawl. Don't get lulled into the position where you make Arlene Blanco strong.
Let's go to the tail of the tape for tonight's main event.
Take a look right there, 69-inch reach for Chris Cyborg, 64.5. This is why I say Arlene Blanco needs to step into that zone and put her hands on Cyborg.
Here's Michael C. Williams.
Bellator MMA live on Showtime from Blaisdell Arena. The time has come for the main event of the evening. 5-minute rounds for the Bellator Featherweight World Championship. Sanctioned by the Hawaii State Athletic Commission Executive Officer James Skizuski. And now, first, introducing the blue corner. At 5'6", weighing in 144.6 pounds, in her third attempt to capture the world title, she enters with 15 professional victories, 8 losses. From Sydney, Australia, ladies and gentlemen, the challenger, Arlene, the Aussie girl, Blencowe. And across the cage, the champion fights out of the red corner. At 5'8", weighing in 144 pounds even, an iconic career, including an unprecedented 4 titles. And tonight, in her 4th defense of her Bellator title reign, she stands with 25 professional victories, only 2 defeats. From Curitiba, Bahia, Brazil, ladies and gentlemen, the defending Bellator Featherweight World Champion, Chris Cyborg. And when the bell rings, the referee in charge, Jason Herzog.
Okay, fighters, we've gone over the rules in the back. There were no final questions from you, Blue. There were no final questions from you, Red. If you want to touch gloves, do it now. I'm not ready to fight.
The 4th title defense for Chris Cyborg, who has 11 first-round finishes. For the challenger, Arlene Blanco, 5 of her 8 wins via KO have come in the first round. This is for the Bellator MMA Featherweight Championship. This is the rematch between the champion and the #1 contender. Cyborg lands a couple of lefts. Double jab that misses for Blencowe. 30 seconds gone here in the first, and already Cyborg sitting down on that right hand that landed. High kick by Cyborg.
Cyborg being very nice and tight with her defense.
3-punch combination. Blencowe tries to respond. Cyborg's corner, imploring her to stay with the jab. Blencowe swinging with that right hand. Calf kick by Cyborg. Nice jab to the body by the champion.
One of the good things about Arlene Blanco, she usually throws very straight punches. They get there fast.
Sitting down on her punches.
That was a nice kick right up between the guard by Cyborg. And then she opened up with that attack.
Blencowe has never been knocked out. But she feels the 1-2 from Cyborg. Then she closes the gap. They clinch. And Cyborg backs Blencowe to the fence. And Blencowe looking to turn the tables. Battle for positioning.
Great head position by Cyborg. You saw how she was using her head to keep Arlene's face up. Now it's down, but still she's got good head control. Cyborg loves to bring her opponent into the cage and then just beat her up with knees, elbow strikes, do flurries, and then go right back to it. You'll see her, she'll start to just hit the knees, and eventually she's going to do a flurry, start to break off, and then go right back to putting her back into the cage if she can.
And there's Blencowe trying to turn the tables. There's a separation. Cyborg on the attack. Blencowe able to escape, retreat, reset. High kick by Cyborg. And the body kick by Cyborg. Counter right hand by Blencowe. Just over 2 minutes left in the first. There's a right hand that lands for Blencowe. They clinch.
That was a nice right hand by Arlene. She's got to get some respect here. Got to make Cyborg realize she can't just go about anything she wants.
Oh, right hand! Down goes Blencowe! Round and pound from Cyborg! And Blencowe giving up her back. Are we going to see deja vu all over again?
She got her with that shot big time. A lot of time left in the round, Morrow.
Yep, and Cyborg recorded her first submission win. Oh, what an elbow from Blencowe via rear naked choke, but that came in the second round of their first meeting, and she is threatening to stop Blencowe. Oh, and a knee to a grounded opponent, John.
She was looking to knee the chest area.
Can't hear in the face when she's down. I know.
We'll have to take a look to see, did that hit Arlene Blanco? Cannot knee the head or face of a grounded opponent.
We got a little time here.
Take a look. We'll see where this lands.
You already know.
Yeah, it touched her. No doubt about it. Not a smart attack.
You got a reasonable amount of time if you like to take it.
Arlene's hand blocked a lot of it, but again, you gotta be careful with what you're doing. You're responsible for your tools.
You're excited, right? We still need to pay attention to what we're doing here. We know she's down. I told you she's down.
So you can see it doesn't really, it's more of Arlene Blanco's hand moving her head, but still, if you're Chris Cyborg, that's not worth you going after that strike.
You good? Come here. No. Come here, please. Fighter, please to the center. Come here.
Action about to resume as referee Jason Herzog takes a point away from Chris Cyborg.
Let's go.
Here in the first round where Cyborg was threatening to finish the fight. Blencowe comes in and is taken down by Cyborg. Right into...
She's got her arm triangle going right now. If she can get that leg pass, Arlene needs to really hold on to the leg of Cyborg.
And of Blencowe's 5 losses, all of them have come via submission.
Nice job by Blencowe to get it back.
45 seconds left in the opening round. Dominated by Chris Cyborg, dropping Blencowe. Ran for the submission and then had a point deducted for kneeing the grounded Blencowe, who was sent backpedaling after that punch, and there's a head kick from Cyborg. Blencowe willing to take risks, and she needs to, John, closing the gap, trying to find a way to land that punch. And there's another kick and punch, and a right hand from Blencowe. She's game. What an eventful opening round, Big John McCarthy.
Absolutely showed a lot from Chris Cyborg as far as, look, she's in control of this fight. Blencowe needs to do something to be able to stop or make Chris have respect for her stand-up, because right now she's just walking through it. That one incident that occurred on the ground there, not a smart move by Chris.
Listen, we got to get back on those straight punches. You're going to...
Look at the high kick. That bounced off of Arlene's head. And here comes a clean shot right down the middle, puts Arlene back. Beautiful right hand by Chris. There it is again. And then this right here, the knee really doesn't hit Arlene. Well, no power to it, but just not a smart tactic at that time of the fight in that position.
Take a round, buddy, ready. Buddy, ready. Fight.
Round number 2. This championship rematch between the featherweight queen Chris Cyborg and #1 contender Arlene Blanco. Big John McCarthy has it 9-9 after the point deduction to Chris Cyborg for that illegal knee strike in the opening round. But otherwise, a round that was dominated by the champion.
No doubt about it. Like she definitely took the round. Take that point away, we got an even round. Chris done a nice job of attacking that left lead leg of Arlene Blanco, both inside and outside.
Oh, and Blanco sitting down on a right hand, but Cyborg walks through it. And again, Cyborg attacking the lead leg. Blanco trying to check. Feeling the impact. One of the hardest hitters, and the strike stats, they speak for themselves. All in favor of the reigning champion. Lead left hook by Blanco. Oh, and she gets tagged with a jab. And of course, John, you mentioned it. Cyborg attacking the lead leg, trying to stabilize Blanco to become more of a sitting target as she slows her down with those attacks.
Absolutely. You know, that lead leg is going to start to get a little bit heavy, stiff.
That movement
can't move as much.
Blanco.
There is a slight cut. There's a cut on the ear of Chris Cyborg and one over her left eye, or on the side of her left eye.
There's the jab from Blanco. 2 minutes gone in the second. There, Cyborg lands the 1-2. Front kick by Cyborg to the body of Blanco. Blanco tries to go downstairs with an inside leg kick of her own. She's backing up and gets caught with the right from Cyborg.
Chris has been very successful with that front teep kick coming straight up to the guard.
Cyborg timing that opportunity to clinch, and now delivering knees to Blanco along the fence. And Cyborg talking to us, John, that as her career advances, now this is her 29th professional fight, has arguably, you know, the greatest female mixed martial artist ever, but she says she continues to learn how to manage the in-between time, take care of her body, train smarter, not harder, and always looking to improve and continuing to evolve, despite having accomplished everything there is to accomplish in this sport.
She's been absolutely remarkable if you take a look at what she's done throughout her career, and she is a better fighter now by far than she was earlier on. She's a smarter fighter. She gets into her opponent at times. She does damage like she's doing right here on the inside.
Blanco escapes.
Blanco cut also.
Right hand counter landed for Blanco. Oh, and Blanco and Cyborg now beginning to open up. And Blanco has landed a couple of those shots.
This is the kind of fight I thought Arlene Blanco needed to get into to be able to take Chris out of her realm and make her get to that past Chris Cyborg berserker mode.
Final 30 seconds of the second. The jab splits the guard of Blanco. And both of them looking to hit. That one-hitter quitter.
But notice 5-shot combo by Chris Cyborg instead of just the 1 or the 1-2.
A bloody second round of action in this main event for the Bellator Featherweight Championship.
Hey, get his stool.
We'll give her a chance to work a little. Andy.
All right, how you feeling, Arlene? Tired. Arlene, you're hitting her. You're hurting her. She's getting frustrated. She's getting tired, all right? She's getting tired. This boy takes the fight over. You got it? You're the champion. Take the fight over, all right? Here's the water. Want to drink some?
Oh, nasty cut over the left eye of Arlene Blanco, receiving instructions from Mike Winklejohn in her corner. John, let's look at the replay.
That's the elbow right there that cut her wide open. Doesn't take much. Bone on bone, splits the skin.
Chris Cyborg's fiance is also her head coach, Ray Elby. She's also trained with Antonio McKee, the father of the former Bellator featherweight champion AJ McKee. So Arlene Blanco making it to the third round in the rematch against Chris Cyborg. And she had her moments in some of those exchanges.
Absolutely. She landed some good, clean shots.
You gotta keep protecting that, okay? Protect that, okay? Are you ready? Fight!
Round number 3. Head kick by Cyborg. Lead left head kick and chopping away at the lead leg of Blencowe.
That lead leg starting to show a lot of abuse right now.
And the total kicks landed. Cyborg more than doubling the effective kicking. The same goes for total strikes landed, John.
Big difference right now. Chris has landed more. She's landed more volume. The heavier strikes are
that kick down the middle.
That kick straight up the middle through the guard. She has been very effective with it throughout this fight.
Seen front kick knockouts to the face in high-profile mixed martial arts bouts. Third round, 2 minutes. Make that just 1 minute, over a minute. Gone here and there again. Cyborg with that kick, John. Double jab, right hand as Blencowe tries to close the distance, but Cyborg keeping her at bay and looking to land with that front kick. Oh, the left hook, knocking Cyborg off balance.
Off balance,
but it landed.
Still. And you can take a look at the left eye of Chris Cyborg. It is starting to swell up. Both ladies showing the effect of this fight so far. Both have damage on them.
There's that front kick again by Cyborg, getting closer and closer. Russian combo. That's the midway point of the third.
Nice high guard by Cyborg. Looking right through her guard.
There's a straight right down the middle for the champion. Blood trickling down the left side of the face of Blencowe, who was cut by that elbow over the left eye, and the blood not going into her eye fortuitously, but
blood's going to, if you want it to go anywhere, it's doing exactly what you want, running down the side, not affecting her vision.
Feint, and Cyborg continues to dish out that front kick and then the calf kick inside to the lead leg of Blencowe. Blencowe tries a rush in. right hand behind the guard of Blencowe and connecting. And again, with the right. Lead right cross connects for the champion.
Very surprised with all of the success. Nice kick up by Cyborg. With all the success she had in the grappling area with Arlene in the first fight. Really, she hasn't done much in trying to get to the ground. Only a couple times she got into the clinch.
And she did threaten with the rear naked choke before having that point deducted in the first round. Under a minute left here in the third. Straight the jab from Cyborg. Trying to pick off Blencowe. Disrupt her rhythm. Bloody, brutal battle here with just over half a minute remaining in the third for the Bellator MMA Featherweight Championship. The feints. Trying to set traps, trying to get the other to bite. Counter right over the top lands for Blencowe.
Arlene Blanco fighting really hard right now. Really trying to counter, come forward at times, press against Chris. She's doing everything she can.
Blood and guts through 3 rounds. Oh, ho, ho.
Dude. Big breaths, Arlene, big breaths.
Got it. Taking over. Big breath. Let's go to a decision.
You're getting caught because when you throw your jab, you're moving to your left. Throw your jab and move to your right. It sets up the kick, okay? Good.
One of the most effective things right here, that front kick up the middle by Cyborg has been money throughout this fight. Right hand, the leg kicks have been adding up. Arlene coming back with a body attack on the counter.
Cyborg's fellow Brazilian Bellator vet, Lyoto Machida, knows a thing or two about front kick knockouts. Arlene Blanco firing up the crowd here in Hawaii. And why not? She's made it to the championship rounds in the rematch against Chris Cyborg. And the Australian contingent with chants of oi, oi, oi in the crowd. So, again, we reminded people that her children are with her, coming from Australia to Hawaii. She, due to the pandemic, had been forced to stay in Albuquerque, New Mexico, away from her family, fought her way back to another title opportunity, and here she is in the opening minute of round 4.
Big, and it just tells you what a good mindset will do for you, what belief and confidence do.
Nice exchange. A minute gone in the fourth. Plenty of leather already thrown here, and the kick to the lead leg, the outside of the lead leg of Blencowe by Cyborg. Cyborg knocked backwards, and fans will respond to anything. And again, John, both of them landing, and there's a headlock attempt, back elbow, and what a suplex by Chris Cyborg, showcasing another wrinkle to her evolving game.
And this is what I was talking about, the fact that she hadn't gone back to this ground attack when she was so successful in the first match.
And she's inside control with 3 minutes left in the fourth round. Blencowe trying to utilize the fence to an advantage, but plenty of pressure from side control by Cyborg.
Chris should take and move her to the right.
Yep, pull her feet off the fence. Exactly. Is the instructions.
Smart move.
Now she's turning her. And the veteran now has a lot more space to work with.
Right here, she has the ability to go knee on belly, control, but Chris feeling pretty comfortable right now because Arlene's not doing a whole lot to get to half guard.
Well, Blencowe trying to explode, trying to slip out. North-south position now employed by the champion. Going back to side control.
Arlene trying to turn into her.
Still a lot of time left in the round for Cyborg to maximize her dominant position on the challenger Blencowe. 1.5 minutes remaining in the fourth.
That's a problem right there.
And the close up
that arm back.
Elbows to the body. That will open up the head of Blencowe. Cyborg grinding away on top position, sapping the energy out of the challenger Blencowe. Blencowe trying to get back up to her feet, but being controlled by Cyborg.
Cyborg with that underhook, lets her up.
Yeah, Blencowe does get back to her feet, John. In a bloody mess, landing or throwing the right hand.
Take a look at those stats right there. 112 landed, 50% by Cyborg, 54, less than half for Arlene Blanco.
Sharp jab scores for Cyborg. 15 seconds left in the penultimate round. Calf kick, another stiff jab. And the body kick, counter right hand by Blencowe. Blencowe biting down on her gum shield with seconds remaining in the fourth.
Well, look at you with the gum shield reference.
All the few fights in my day, Mr. McCarthy.
Beautiful round, good round.
What a round, John. What a fight, actually. I mean, for as one-sided as the statistics are, a compelling confrontation.
Well, the whole thing is this. Arlene Blanco is losing the fight. There's no doubt about that. She's been losing rounds. But she is in this fight, and at moments, she's still dangerous. So there's always that chance.
You give me a half kick, I'll give you a third jab sometimes. Got it? Forward, forward, forward. To the rope. Every time you punch, you're backing up, Arlene. Make sure you take that into account.
There is Antonio McKee in Cyborg's corner. Along with head coach fiance Ray Elvey. Fifth and final round. Chris Cyborg TKO Leslie Smith at 4:51 of the fifth round. And here she is in the fifth with Arlene Blanco. So Cyborg yet to go the distance during her Bellator MMA tenure.
That's right. This would be if Arlene Blanco could take this through the 5 minutes of the fifth round, she would be the first person in Bellator to go the distance with Cyborg.
4.5 minutes, a long time against someone who has done what Chris Cyborg has done in her illustrious career. 20 of her 25 wins come by the result of a knockout. And they're looking for a body kick just under the armpit of Blencowe. Blencowe Still looking to dart in.
Chris sets that up so well. You'll notice she'll take a little side step to her right when she throws that kick up high.
1-2 lands for Cyborg. Backing Blenco up. There's that front kick again. Blenco not utilizing angles. Needs to try to get her head off the center line like she did earlier at times. But boy, is gutsy and his game as they come, and counter right hand again backs Blenco up.
Very tough when you're Arlene Blanco with all the shots you take and you're still moving your head, trying to get yourself in a position where you're not going to be hit. Her front leg is stiff right now. It's taking a lot of abuse.
Jab lands for Cyborg. Cyborg, and a huge advantage. Blenco says, hey, you can do it, so can I. Responding in kind in that front kick, followed by the jab from Cyborg. Cyborg has thrown 254 strikes, Blenco 181. Cyborg has been credited with landing 131 total strikes, Blenco 60. And the kicks have really been a big part of Cyborg's arsenal.
Yeah, especially like we've been talking about over and over.
Yes, there it is, on cue. And there's a left hook that rattled Blenco momentarily.
Beautiful right hand to the left hook. Blenco just keeps on trucking forward, man. She is trying. She's doing everything she can.
Oh, and she lands a left-right.
Find the ability to land that one shot.
And that's all it takes, John, in this sport.
Absolutely,
especially with someone with Blenco's background. But she's in against Chris Cyborg. Lost her professional debut, then was knocked out by Amanda Nunes, but since then has reeled off 5 consecutive wins and is the reigning featherweight champion here in Bellator MMA, and just over a minute away from retaining the title in a rematch against Arlene Blanco. Blenco not going away quietly into the good night, although Cyborg, well, Blenco says, stand in the middle with me.
Well, if there's any place that loves to see something like that, it's Hawaii, because all these fans love when someone says, come on, right now in the middle here, let's scrap.
And let's let the crowd take us to the end of this fight. Effective game plan, John, for the champion, and a gutsy effort for Arlene Blanco as she pushes Chris Cyborg to the full 5 rounds for the first time here in Bellator MMA. And the fans, many of them on their feet, saluting both Cyborg and Blanco. And again, John, you look at the numbers, but you have to respect the Australian veteran. And again, not to take anything away from what Chris Cyborg continues to do time after time.
No, first off, you got to look at Arlene Blanco and say, man, you are tough. You stood in there, you took everything that she could give you, and you kept coming back for more. But Chris Cyborg, look, she put on a great performance, bro, and she fought smart. You know, she didn't take big risks. At times, she opened up a little bit. The worst thing she did was in that first round with the knee.
Yeah.
That wasn't smart.
There's that front kick we talked about ad nauseum.
And man, that front kick just was money for her throughout this fight. She hit Arlene with some big shots. Arlene took every one of them. Ended up going down on the ground with the one, but the kicks to the leg, beat up that leg. Arlene still hung tough. Great performance by Arlene Blanco.
Yeah.
She can be very proud.
And regardless of the outcome, you just talked about it. A proud parent, her son, Keen, a 13-year-old, first time he is seeing his mom fight live. Her daughter, Kayla, 20, is in attendance. Her partner, Dion. So a family affair, but the numbers indicate that it should be another successful title defense for Chris Cyborg. And speaking of those numbers, the fight stats, 141 to 67 in terms of total strikes landed. Much more competitive in the punching department, but those kicks, and that front kick especially, proving to be effective for the reigning featherweight champion. And yeah, 18-0 in the knees department. Let's go to Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, having gone the distance in tonight's main event, we go now to your three judges at cage side. All three, Michael Bell, Brian Miner, and Sal D'Amato. See it exactly the same at 49 to 45. I'll have it for the winner by unanimous decision, and still Bellator Featherweight World Champion Chris Cyborg.
For the 5th time in her career, Chris Cyborg goes the distance, a perfect 5-0 now, and a special moment here between Cyborg and Blencowe. One champion, but 2 fighters with championship medal and heart. Let's go to Big John McCarthy.
I am here with the featherweight champion of the world, Chris Cyborg. Chris, that was a battle. You have to be so impressed with what Arlene Blanco brought out of you and what you brought out of her in that fight.
Man, I just want to say aloha for everyone. Mahalo. Thank you for everyone coming here. Thank you, Jesus, for the opportunity, man. He's my savior. If you know him, I'm not here. So I want to say thank you for Arlene and her family, everybody here training so hard for this fight. I'm really thankful because it pushed me myself more, too, in the ring, too. So I just thankful for the team. Thankful for Arlene for the nice battle tonight.
You used a front kick up the middle that was money for you throughout this fight. It opened up opportunities. You were able to land big shots. You put her down. You had one moment up against the cage with a knee that hit her to the head. Were you concerned at that time that, oh, that might have been a bad mistake?
You know, I work everything when I fight, but, you know, you have to change every fight. So you have to improve it, get in the better game. So today we show a little bit more. So we've been training everything, and then, you know, I just happy for the decision. Thank you for everyone on my team, Meki, Thomas, Ivan, Ray, and everybody, like Cobrinha, Iro, everybody helping me for the camp. So, you know, I just looking for the biggest fight. I don't care if we're gonna be Cat Zingano, or Amanda Nunes, or Harrison, you know, Kayla Harrison, I don't know, next I just had the big fights for my fans.
That's what everyone wants to see. That's what I want to see. Congratulations on a beautiful victory. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Chris Cyborg.
Chris Cyborg posing with Bellator MMA President Scott Coker. Full value for a successful title defense. 6-fight winning streak. Defends the title for the 4th time here in Bellator MMA. And Anger Fist Arlene Blanco, she did her family
you got 5
proud.
minutes, you're allowed to cry your way back to the back of the room, but you're the 2nd best 145-pounder in the world, and it's absolutely zero reason to shed a tear.
Great comments from Cyborg's camp. And Arlene Blanco overcome with emotion. She fought her heart out and no reason to hang her head after going 25 minutes with Chris Cyborg. Let's go to Amanda Guerra at the fight desk.
Mauro, thank you so much. Smiles from the GOAT there in Chris Cyborg. Tears for Arlene Blanco. But what a fight, Josh, that Arlene Blanco gave it. The first person in Bellator to go the distance with that woman right there.
This is what happens when you're selfish. In your camp, it's all about you. It's all about making sure that you can achieve your goals. She didn't come up with a win tonight, but she definitely shows that, just showed everybody that if you're determined to do something, that you can do it. She just really came up a little bit short. Honestly, it's the best I've ever seen her look. She looked fantastic. Just a bead behind in certain stuff, but absolute great performance by Arlene Blanco.
She said she knew she had to step up her game, and she absolutely did here tonight. Hats off to both of these incredible women. Hawaii, thank you so much. It has been absolutely incredible. Bellator the past couple of weeks have been phenomenal, but we are far from finished. And Bellator will return in 2 weeks, Friday, May 6th, live in Paris, France, with a 4-fight card stacked top to bottom. To kick off the night, middleweight Gregory Bobinet fights in front of his home country against London's own Mike Shipman. Lightweight Soren Bach on a 7-fight win streak meets Saul Rogers out of SBG Manchester. Do not blink during this co-main event. Yoel Romero will make his second walk to the Bellator cage, this time across from Dutch kickboxer Melvin Manoff. And in our main event, heavyweight world champion Ryan Darth Bader defends his belt in a rematch against France fight idol Chet Congo. We'll see you Friday, May 6th. Back here inside the Blaisdell Center, smiles from the champ, still the champ, Chris Cyborg, as she walks out, defending her title for a 4th time here at Bellator. It has been an incredible 2 nights here in Honolulu, Hawaii. We begin tonight with Hawaii's own Yancy Medeiros going up against Emmanuel Sanchez. Medeiros making his Bellator debut, and in spectacular fashion. It was a dogfight to the end. Medeiros, though, winner by unanimous decision in his home state. After that, the launch of the Bantamweight World Grand Prix, Patchy Mix, Kyoji Horiguchi, and going the distance was the theme of the night. 5 rounds, it went to the judges, but Patchy Mix moving on to the semis. And the return of the Pineapple Princess after a 1.5 years, Alimale McFarland returning to the cage versus Justine Kish. McFarland saying she considered retirement. The crowd was on her side, but Justine Kish with the win. And the next fight in the Bantamweight tournament, Juan Archuleta versus Rafion Stotts. This one would determine the interim champ. And Rafion says once he saw that, the stanky leg, he knew it was over. He is now moving on, and he now has the belt. In our main event, the queen of the cage, Chris Cyborg, putting her belt on the line again, a rematch with Arlene Blanco. Blencowe becoming the first person to take her the distance at Bellator. But in the end, Chris Cyborg is still the champ. For all of us here at Bellator, have a great night.